Stadium, Pagomba, is back. CAF eventually approving that the National Sports Stadium of Zimbabwe can now host CAF matches sanctioned by CAF, of course. So, my party, ati now, dzinochekwa baba, dzinochekwa. Nasinde zveduo. Tamakoroko. National Sports Stadium is very great. But anyway, we are at Rufaro Stadium today for this Kasalaga Premier Soccer League match between the Clever Boys, that's FC Hunters, who are hosting Kasongo Golden Boys Hardrock. Number 14, that's FC Hunters. The Clever Boys meet number 2, that's Kasongo Golden Boys Hardrock. And, FC Hunters just one place above the relegation zone. And some people are already saying that the title race is now just a 2-horse race between Scotland and Hardrock. We will find out. It's a must-win game for both teams, right? To help us have a clearer insight into this this game and more, let's say hello to 2 of our expert analysts from ZBC TV Sports. First, let's say hello to the man from Werder Bremen, in the German Bundesliga. We call him Uche. He is Achiford Mundava. Uche is always great when you're around.
Well, always a pleasure, legendary. And to Zimbabwe, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching us on the Global Village. Well, this one promises to be a thriller, legendary. Like you said earlier on, both teams looking for those 3 points. One Hunters to wiggle their way out of the relegation zone, and Hardrock to put pressure and overtake Scotland today.
Right, yes. Hardrock might go top. That is if Scotland lose against Zimbabwe. We'll be talking about that more later. But Hardrock could go top. But they've got to win by a huge margin. They've got to beat FC Hunters, the Clever Boys, by at least 5 goals to nil. Well, they did it before. They beat them by 6 goals to 1 at their own Chawanda Stadium. But we'll be looking at that more closely a little bit later on. Let's say hello to the men from the COP. They are hoping to land one trophy in the EPL. And tomorrow they start the ball rolling against Newcastle United at Ewood Park. I'm talking about the man we call Jose. Let's say hello to Joseph Nkani. Yes, Jose. It's always good when you're here.
Indeed, say name is but today I think I will sing your way, by because I'm practicing for that song.
For the National Sports Stadium.
For the National Sports Stadium. I won't be singing Never Walk Alone. But I'm singing the Baya song.
Yes.
Look, yesterday I actually had a pleasant dinner after receiving the news that the National Sports Stadium has been cleared.
Yes.
To host our international match.
Wow.
And if you don't see me at the National Stadium against the other Congo, it means it's you who won't be there.
Right. It's FC Hunters, the Clever Boys, taking on Hardrock, the Kasongo Golden Boys. But we've got 5 other matches right around the country, and we'll be keeping you abreast of what will be happening. Here they are, those 5 matches. Right, as you can see there, Moors are taking on ZPC Kariba at their beloved Ngoni Stadium. And of course, let's just quickly talk through the 5 fixtures and then rip them apart one by one. I did say Moors take on ZPC Kariba, right? And then FC Platinum take on Agama. Simba Bora take on Scotland. Bulawayo Chiefs take on Caps United, and Tel One take on Triangle United. Uche, Moors, as you know, last season they were threatening to run away with the league in the first days, but it never happened. And this one is a tricky encounter against an apparently rejuvenated Kauya Katuru ZPC Kariba.
Rightly so legendary, like you said with pinpoint accuracy about last season. Moors overpromising. Then under-delivering midway through until the end of the season, and Scotland are running away with it. This one is a tough one, but I think I'll give it to Kawaka Turuturu because the level of confidence they have for me is amazing. Maybe 1-0 to Turuturu today.
Well, we'll see. That's what Uche thinks. And then, of course, FC Platinum, pure Platinum play. Now, without having parted ways with Dubai, Joel Lopatla under a new name, under a new technical team by the South African coach Lebong. They take on Agama. It's troubling days for the Sporting Eagles. That's Agama. Jose, a tough one for the Sporting Eagles at Mandawa.
Yeah, it is a tough one for Agama at Mandava, but where my concern is on the inconsistency of FC Platinum, because yes, they've gone through a transition. I don't know if the South African GAFA, the new technical team at Platinum, will come in and change the FC Platinum fortunes as early as now. But I think, in my view, that mandate will probably start kicking in the new season. Probably they could just come in and sustain the ship and just see the season out. But Agama, on their part, I think they've also been rejuvenated. For me, they had a bad start, but I think after the mid-season they reinforced their squad, and then they began to pick up some valuable points and coming up with some surprising results. So it could be a tricky encounter for FC Platinum. I'm not going to rule out Agama.
Right, he's not going to rule out Agama. Then at Watanai Stadium in Shamba, all roads are leading there, but abana goride ono moyana ida kana urufunga tujazo zokanika goride abana. It's just a top match. Simba Bora Chinu Chedu taking on Maviravira, the current log leaders. Uche,
This one is a tough one. Maviravira are looking at 3 points at all costs because they know today we are here at Rufaro Stadium. If they lose there and Hardrock wins, it means that Hardrock will obviously overtake them. So for them to maintain their comfort levels, they just need to pick the 3 points. They don't care about what then happens elsewhere. So the hungry and the angriest obviously will be Scotland. But again, put them in the cauldron of Watanai, it becomes a bit difficult for them because that's not their favorite hunting ground. This one is a tough one, but I'll give you Scotland to throw everything at Simba Bora, and I can foresee maybe slender lead in the opening 45 minutes for Scotland. But at half time, I'll tell you how and see.
Right, okay, the other two games, right? Bulawayo Chiefs, Amakosi Amashle taking on the Green Machine, and of course, a battle of the minnows, if you want, right now. His tell one take on triangle. Right, the clever boys did arrive at Rufaro Stadium, Kuno Kumbiles in grand style, as we can check them out. Yeah, somewhat rejuvenated, and Jose, the clever boys would want to prove a thing or two today.
Yes, they may want to prove a thing or two today, but my concern about the Hunters is their consistency at position number 14. Do you know, in the league, there's no other team that has occupied one league position longer than what the Hunters have done. They've been stuck at position 14 since game week 5.
Wow.
Thereafter, they only swapped that position only 4 times this season, moving away from position 14. So I'm calling them Hunters 14.
Right.
Yeah, so, but which is also a precarious position for them. I think they will need to find themselves away, climbing themselves up into the mid-table of the log table. But I think it's going to be a tricky encounter for them this afternoon. My other concern again for Hunters is that they haven't been finding consistent scorers. In their last 5 games, Hunters have scored 3 goals. And those 3 goals have come from 3 different players, one apiece. So I'm struggling to find out the source of goals for Hunters. And I think they're going to face a difficult encounter against Hardrock, who are eyeing the league title on one eye.
Yes, as we can see there, Uche, the last 5 games for Hunters, you can see that yes, they did win. Their last 2 outings, they did win in the Munumutapa Challenge Cup, beating not on big boys, and just last time out beating the students rentals by 1-0. So a bit of oomph there in their armory. Yeah,
the determination is there, the zeal is there, and those 2 victories obviously show that they are not comfortable with where they are. They want to move out. But again, if you look at the team they are playing today, the team with the best form in the Premier League right now is Hardrock. Of the 5 games they have played, they only lost once. They've picked 12 points out of a possible 15, which is a success rate of 80%.
That's awesome.
Yes,
wow.
The deadliest team right now in the Premier League, best on form, it's Hardrock. So the Hunters' defense ought to be at their ultra best if they are to contain the marauding Hardrock forwards.
Yes, and the Kasongo Golden Boys, all the way from the Midlands, making their grand entrance into Rufaro Stadium. Kuseri kwa msika, kumpilezi yedu. As we can see, the Hardrock, Uche was telling you, the deadliest team as far as form is concerned. So you can see, I mean, Jose looking very buoyant, looking very confident, the Kasongo Golden Boys.
And they have every reason to, CNN, simply because this is a team that is eyeing the league title in their maiden season in the Premiership. They want to challenge Scotland. They say, what you can do, we can did it. Don't say that. Don't say that okay, English, by the way, to our learners. Yeah,
okay.
It's not proper. It's not proper. So, but I'm saying, figuratively, Hardrock will be saying what Scotland did. We can also try and do it in our maiden season. And I'm also impressed by their record in their last 5 games. You know, in the last 5 games, Hardrock have scored 10 goals in their last 5 games, and these 10 goals have come from 6 different players.
Wow.
So which tells you of a team that is solid in attack, and they have a goal source from anyone who's in that first 11. So which is quite impressive, and they've also have an inspirational Washington Navaya who can also inspire them and get them a goal or 2. So I think Hardrock are in.
Hardrock, yes.
Are in for. I mean, Hunters are in for a hard day at the hands of Hardrock. Will the rock fall on the Hunters? Well, most likely, in my view.
Well, yes, Hardrock, yes, as you all the statistics, and Hardrock, their last 5 outings there, they've been doing pretty well. They're through to the next round of the Mon Mutapa Challenge Cup. They also did very well in the Chibuku Super Cup. So they're doing well in the league. They are number 2. Only 3 points separate them with Scotland. So they are the deadliest team, like Uche said, the deadliest team at the moment. And if they win today, and if Scotland lose, like we said, at Watanai Stadium in Shampa, and if they can score more than 4 goals, well, they did it last time, 6-1 against this same team that they are meeting. 4 different scorers that day, Uche. On that day, Washto getting a double. The Donald Mundadi, coming with 1 as well. So it's going to be pretty something big for Hardrock.
Rightly so, legendary. And to that matrix, just imagine, in the reverse fixture, half a dozen goals were scored. 4 different scorers. It shows that Hardrock is a free scoring team. And the other thing that we want to add, or the other flower that we want to add on the CV of Hardrock, is that they are the highest scorers in the league. So the team with the deadliest strike force in the league right now is Hardrock. They've pumped 44 goals. 44 goals. So it's a team with the deadliest.
As we see them warming up there, Uche, just there. And, Washto is there, the number 36. Wow, Washto, the leading goal scorer in the country.
Rightly so, the leading goal scorer, Washto, is also imagine Gaddafi, that is Prince Tupe, is also part of the proceedings. So options up front they have. In the middle of the park, Vidon is also a scorer. So like we said earlier on, the options are multivariate in terms of where the goals can come. Hence, 44 goals scored so far. Hence, they are also the team which has scored the most goals. What makes it also interesting, legendary, is that they are playing against a team with the 3rd worst defense.
Yes.
So it doesn't get any better for Hunters, does it?
Very appetizing.
The clever boys. Ndara. Uche, carry on.
Yeah, rightly so. So facts are scientific, and the facts are what they are. So today, the Hardrock defense has been tight. They have the 2nd best, right? So they just need to maintain that. But the Hunters defense need not to be watertight, but need to be airtight.
Right. FC Hunters, the clever boys, they have to be clever today. And, well, they have ammunition correct. They have a Top Gun slinger, as we see them warming up just now. They have a Top Gun slinger, Terence Drukamanja. Yes, he had a stint with Orlando Pirates in South Africa. They call him Nyama. He got that nickname when he was still playing for Ngezi Platinum. So he'll be there. No, not after the legendary Peter Nyama, no. Because at Ngezi Platinum, Anzi, Terence, Ndianoti, Giranyama. Nyama. So, can he continue the story at FC Hunters? They've also got seasoned campaigner, number 15, their captain, Ronald Fumbidzai Maro. And Jose. Yes, the statistics might be against them. But listen, they've got this army. They've also got Gareth Madake, who's in there, a prominent midfielder, Tadiwa Huni, number 6.
Yes, I mean, I think it's going to be a very difficult proposition. I think, in my view, the battle has to be won by the team that will then control the game. Because, look, there are two instances in a game of football, when you have the ball and when you don't have the ball. So I think Coach Yabo Saruchera will have to find a way of making sure he has control of frustrating the marauding Hardrock players, making sure he remains tight at the back. Never mind the names. Maybe just ignore the names for now, ignore the threat of Washington Navarre, and then focus on saying, guys, we are going to play as a unit. We are going to play as a block. We are going to play as a collective unit which wants to get a result out of this particular game and make sure we sustain our place in the local premiership. So other than that, I think it's going to be trouble for the Hunters this afternoon.
Right, we are enjoying it. Man, it's North Sports Stadium. Right, it's now that time where we transport you into the coaches' minds to find out what they have been saying before the game. And as always, our crew talked to both of them. First, we talked to Yabo Nesbet Saruchera for FC Hunters, and then we talked to Pastor KK Kelvin Kayindu of Hardrock. This is what they had to say. Take a listen.
Where we are playing at the moment, we are very happy and convinced that we are going to avoid the top. We have got a very balanced squad comprising of youth and experience at the same time. But there are no injuries in the camp. Everyone is fit and fought for their places. So like I said before, for this game we are good to go. We are playing at home at Trufaro Stadium, so we are good to go.
There's still a number of games to be played. 8 games, 24 points. It's a massive point that you need to fight for. The only thing maybe that we have done is to narrow the gap between Scotland and ourselves. We are not taking our position for granted. We just want and hope that we can consolidate the position where we are. We have Gerard that has been stable, I think, in the way that he has marshaled the defense. We have got Prince and the two Swazis that have played. Also one player from Malawi who have also helped us for us to be able to narrow the gap between ourselves and Scotland, and they have been very key and vital. In a race like this, I think the mid-seasons are quite important for the team to establish itself.
You heard what they had to say, eh? They're always cautious and so on, but this is what we like to give you, right? We always want you to find out what they will be saying about that. Washington Navarre, the player of the month for just this ended month, so got his check there. Washto, can he get the 20 goal mark, 20 plus? Remember, the last person to score 20 plus goals, 22, was the late Lumumba Norman Maroto, who achieved that 2010 playing for Gunners. So he's got 8 goals to catch up with Lumumba. Right, let's find out what our experts, the two here, Werder Bremen, what they think. No, Werder Bremen will tanga next week, but Liverpool mangwana. But we're talking about the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League match. The Clever Boys, FC Hunters, taking on the Kasongo Golden Boys, Hardrock. Uche, prediction.
2-1 to Hardrock.
2-1 to Hardrock.
Yes.
Jose.
2-0 Hardrock win.
Right. You can also catch our coverage of the English Premiership between Nottingham Forest and Leeds United on Jive TV. Yes, you can do that. You can catch that on that. Right. Those are the predictions. Oh, Kwasara Yangu. 2-1.
2-1.
Hardrock.
Yes.
2-0.
2-0 Hardrock.
Hardrock.
Yes.
And unozawa now. Havana makapuka. Iyo liva. Inaka Bremen. Yakato pona relegation. Oh, by the way, Middlesbrough. Triple top. So far, after one game, triple top. And we were playing Blackburn Rovers. Blackburn Rovers at Ewood Park. Right. Right. Okay. Inini prediction yangu. I could never say. And I don't anybody love Mumbai Momo. I think Hunters will beat Hardrock today. Varukuva Rover 1-0. Just 1-0. Yes. We are saying so far. 1-0 FC Hunters. Right. I just want to look at the difference that Terence Drukamanja Nyama has made since he came to Hunters. Remember, he didn't not have a good, happy stint at Scotland, who then sold him to FC Hunters. But Uche, this is a guy, they call him Nyama, Ngezi Platinum, because I ain't in the area Nyama. They are wearing Nyama. What difference has he made, do you think?
To be sincere, legendary, it's a blessing in disguise. If you look at Scotland, they are the Galacticos of the Zimbabwe Premier League. There are a lot of stars there. And for you sometimes to shine is difficult. But if you want to reboot, to reorient, to relaunch yourself, Hunters is the good platform. Imagine Nyama has been to Orlando Pirates. It shows you the depth of his talent. So I think these last 8 or so games, this is time for him to relaunch. So I can foresee the rearguard of Hardrock working overtime today in order to contain him, because one thing that makes him dangerous, he is comfortable on the left flank, on the right flank, as well as on the central channel. He is all over the pitch, looking for space and pockets to cause trouble.
Yes, and well, Jose, let's look at the flip side. I know this star-studded Hardrock. Umkatafi, Prince Dube. What a player!
What a player he is. He's one player who's comfortable in the box. Give him space to breathe. You're definitely going to find himself a goal. Remember, he's also a Warriors striker. He also did business out in Tanzania. So for me, I think Hunters will be the hunted this afternoon. Look at the potent force that Hardrock possess, other than Prince Dube himself. I mean, look, they are well equipped. Even if you look at the bench, they are well equipped to cause problems. But speaking of Prince Dube Gaddafi, he will always get you a goal or two. But Hunters are better advised. Don't give him space. Free advice from me, don't give him space. Otherwise, he's going to punish you.
Yes. No, we are enjoying this. Orchestra, they are drunk. Right. Okay. Fasten your safety belts. Get ready, because we've got this gigantic game coming up. We will also keep you abreast of what will be happening right around the country. But this one that we're bringing to you on Saturday Sport is featuring the hosts, the Clever Boys, FC Hunters, taking on Kasongo Golden Boys, Hardrock FC. Let's find out what will happen in the first 45 minutes as we cross over to the commentary box to join supporter Liva DJ Stanley Katsande, sitting alongside supporter Real Madrid Shinola William Tingwa. We'll be talking to you at halftime.
A very good afternoon to you all, and welcome to Rufaro Stadium, the heart of Zimbabwean football. Especially if you are in Harare, this is the place to be. A very own version of the Theatre of Dreams. The two teams are doing battle today. That's FC Hunters, the home team in gold and black, led by Fumbizai Ronald, and they're playing Hardrock, coming all the way from Kwekwe And of course, they're being led by Tinotenda Mringai as their captain. It promises to be a very, very big encounter because FC Hunters have done a lot of improvements in terms of playing staff. They've brought in players from their sister team, the like of Gareth Matake. They've joined the side, and certainly they will be proving to be a hard nut to crack as we pause for the national anthem. Yes, and the two teams are now doing the pre-match formalities. And of course, very soon we will be presenting the award for the player of the month. Washington Navaya, the Hardrock hitman with 14 goals so far, is going to receive his player of the month prize as the toss is being conducted by the referee of the afternoon, Patrick Kalota. He's the son of the late referee Wanda Kalota. I used to learn a lot from Wanda Kalota about refereeing, and I'm sure the young man has picked up from where the old man left off, and there's confirmation of the referees. Patrick Kalota, Ivan Chabatabere, Kudakwashe Marange, Rusunungu Gomtero, and match commissioner is Kenny Marange, the veteran referee. And it's a huddle for Hardrock, promoting camaraderie and teamwork, with the captain leading the call for divine intervention. Here is FC Hunters. They've got Madake, Gandira and Pumbizai as the three defenders. Huni and Changa will be anchoring the defense, Zinyama and Gwenya, with Tukamanja just behind Chirima and Dabwa. You can expect a lot from Tukamanja. He wants to prove a point to all and sundry. There's Washington Navaya, $750 for a job well done in the month of July. Congratulations are in order, Willie.
Congratulations are in order for the navigator, that is Washington Navaya. I remember he's the reigning soccer star of the year after winning the top award last season, and he was also the league top goal scorer. As you see Hardrock's line up there, Stanley Martin Mapisa, it's a 3-5-2 formation. It looks like that's the formation Kelvin Kind has gone for this afternoon.
Yes, with Bamara and Mdadi anchoring the defense. Those are two very skillful midfielders, and a lot is expected from them. So definitely FC Hunters will have to be very careful. Martin Mapisa, the Zimbabwe international goalkeeper, playing in front of the Spanish national team coach, who is here today to witness this particular event. And of course, definitely selection process has already started for the Spanish coach.
Definitely. Remember, we're about less than about 20-something days before Zimbabwe takes on Sierra Leone and Sierra Leone or Equatorial Guinea, and the DR Congo will be home. Will be away the first game, and the second game against the DR Congo will be home. And sweet news for all Zimbabwe-loving soccer fans that the National Sports Stadium was approved by CAF and will be able to host all international matches in under category 3. And the national team coaches are here. Of course, national team selection is already in progress, and definitely with the assistance of assistant coach away we go, Stanley.
Yes, and away we go, of course. Hunters in gold and black playing from right to left, and they've just lost possession with FC Hunters looking very much like Cape United in green and white. Bamara slips it through, tries a dummy but fails, taken away by Mshamba. Here they come once again. This is Rupia Fumbizai clipping this one, but again good defensive work there by Hardrock. And this one will roll kindly for their defense, and a good closing down there coming in from FC Hunters. If they can continue to do this with the likes of Godfrey Dabra piling on the pressure, then of course results will come. It's not very surprising, because in the last 5 matches they've managed to win 3. Here they pick up possession once again as they go forward with Zinyama. Fumbizai once again with a good looking cross. Mapisa will claim it and rolls it forward for Captain Muringai, closely watched by the head coach Kelvin Kaindu. And nearest camera is Prince Matore. He's a veteran who's seen it all. Starting off with Acadia United, the Mighty Bulls, and has been with Chikanin for quite some time. Prince Dube, formerly Highlanders, turned out for Tanzanian outfit Azam, and now free kick has just been awarded there to Hardrock. That's McDonald Ramek being hauled to the ground there, and the referee Kalota not happy with that. Let's see how this will be taken as we take a second look. Yeah, that was a push from Chirima, and he has given away possession. Free kick in a good looking position. Hardrock, don't forget, they've got very good players in front of goal, as Kelvin Kaindu takes a long look. Sure, he's delivering the special message on how this should be executed. Here it comes inside the area, and the big goalkeeper, that's more Blessing Piri, rolls it. Hardrock also looking very comfortable. Vusingwenya in the process guiding it back to more Blessing Piri. This is Gareth Madake, a very versatile player. And Hardrock, of course, are trying to pile on the pressure. Vusingwenya over carrying the ball, but robbed by Bamara, the former Triangle player. Came into the league and set it alight in Triangle colors. This one is given away now. This is Jukamanja. Twisting and turning, looking for space, finds his captain. And Fumbizai. That one played well. Zinyama back to Fumbizai. His cross looks good. Try to bring it down, and a chance once more! Just over the bar. My goodness me. That was a wonderful curler. It deserved nothing less than going into the net. But unfortunately, Willie, the young man could not keep it under the crossbar. That is Godfrey Guild Dabra. Look at that. That was a well-struck curler. But unfortunately, it sailed over the bar.
That was a good effort by Godfrey Dabra there, and you can see that Martin Mapisa there was struggling, sprawling in the air, going airborne, trying to reach it, but I think if it was on target, Mapisa was going to be beaten. That was aimed for the top corner. Good effort by Hunters. First real threat at goal this afternoon, Stanley.
Oh, yes, indeed. And Hunters, like we said earlier, are no longer pushovers here. Gwenya need to be taken down. This is Jukamanja scribing a complete circle. It's played through to the captain. This is Pombizai. Good one too. Pombizai keeps the ball in play, plays it, goes down into the penalty box, but the referee says play on with only 5 minutes played. I don't think that would have been given at all. Washington Navaya now. Easily taken away by FC Hunters Chirima. Zinyama. Still Zinyama will roll it to the near side. Trying to find Pombizai. But I'm sure Chirima ended up bringing down an opponent. And this will be a free kick. Yeah. McDonald will make there as we take a second look, and that was a crude tackle. Chirima must be very, Zinyama must be very careful. This one got it back to the goalkeeper by Gerald Takwara, who started off for Cholocho as a defensive midfielder, one of the best at the time, and he has since decided to settle in defense. The same position he plays for the national team. Dabra losing possession there. Hardrock haven't settled down as yet. Rumek back now to Dube. This one is taken away. They quickly regain possession. Jonathan Mudadi briefly having possession. He gets it back. The cross and cleared away at the expense of a corner by Madake. More Blessing Piri, the big goalkeeper, congratulating Madake for a job well done. The corner kick is taken short. Here it comes, and once again cleared. And this is a good looking effort on the near side, too far ahead of the intended target. And it looks like this will be another set piece. More Blessing Piri. Given a few anxious moments, he hasn't really been tested. It's early days, just 7 minutes. But FC Hunters are already proving to be a different proposition. This one guided to the far side. Dabra will chase this one. Did he keep it in play? Turns backwards, he does well. Finds support. Now for Zinyama, who turns one way, then the other. That's Madake. Easily taken away by Dube. And played backwards. Pombizai. Is that a dummy? And in the end, Takwara can clear. Lovely touch. Donald Mudadi goes down. And the referee says he got the ball. Play on, play on. But of course, the game carries on. Some good defensive work. Dabra with a lot of running. I thought for a moment that he was hecked down. The referee says play on. I think he missed this one, Patrick Kalota.
Yeah, I do agree with you there, DJ Stan. I think Patrick Kalota should have blown there to give a foul, but he saw otherwise and he allowed the match to play on as you have a throw in. I think there's a replay again. As you can see there.
Yeah, he never got the ball.
He never got the ball. And that was a Tabilisha Mufuso, the man from Eswantini. And that should have been a free kick to FC Hunters. But nevertheless, it's a free kick to Hardrock, Martin Mapisa.
Yeah, Mapisa now guiding it to the near side here. McDonald Ramek clips it downfield, looking for Navaya. Again, well defended. Pombizai has a hand in it. Zukamanja, too slow. Dube can't get past Ismaka. That's a good clearance from Pombizai. Takwara showing his experience. Gwenya for Hardrock. The contest with Gwenya for FC Hunters, and the ball is played into touch. As we take a second look at Takwara. chopping his man there, just giving the striker a bit of his own medicine. Here they come once again, Hardrock. And the Muringai trying to overlap, but then this one is played into touch. Here's Muringai. Doesn't go very far, and Lisbeth Sarchera pacing up and down like a caged tiger. That's the issue with coaches. This one by Mshamba. Hardrock are coming under pressure and finally taken away by Martin Mapisa. As we give you the Hardrock lineup, Gandari, Fumbizai, Madake are the three defenders. Chikamanja deployed in midfield and of course supporting Dabra and Chirima. Sarchera of course will be expecting goals. Dabra is giving it away, taken away now by Hardrock. They've got Muringai calling for it, but they played backwards. Bamara, who lays it short, trying to slow down the game here because FC Hunters were enjoying a lot of the possession, threatened on one occasion with Dabra, who tried to come up with a curler. It didn't work out. McDonald Ramek, Prince Dube, Zimbabwe International. Ramek once again, Dube, but Hardrock are closing down. Dube guilty of pulling down an opponent. 12 minutes as we see Kaindu watching very closely. I was talking to him just before kickoff and I was surprised how well he can speak Shona and Ndebele. Then I told him, look, what's the point of going back to Zambia when you're so settled in Zimbabwe, really? And he said, look, I'm a Zimbo now.
And remember, Kevin Kind has been in the country for too long. Remember, he played for Highlanders, came back, coached the Highlanders, and was very unlucky to lose the league championship to Callisto Pasua when Callisto Pasua was with Dynamos, winning it for 4 years in a row. And then he went to coach Triangle, went back to Zambia, came back, coached the Highlanders, and had a brief stint at Dynamos, helping them survive relegation last season. Then Hardrock came and slapped him.
He deserves his place in the sun. Shamba. This one is lost. It's played through Donald Mudadi. It's going forward. Navaya hiding on the near side. Yeah! Good save by the goalkeeper. And the ball goes out of play for a corner kick, and of course the goalkeeper has to go down because he felt the full blow of that shot onto the head, and there was a clash of legs, I think. Yeah, more Blessing Piri in discomfort as we take a look at Pamara virtually stealing the ball and laying it for Donald Mudadi, who looks one way, slips it through. That was a wonderful pass, but the goalkeeper read it very well and did a good job with it.
Yeah, one thing I liked about the goalkeeper is that he played for whistle. The defenders were hoping for an offside flag there, but never went up, and the referee played according to the assistant referee here, and the goalkeeper came and make a suicidal save, and you can see that there was a clash of knees there, or clash of legs, whatever, and there it is. There is clash of knees, I think. It's very evident from there. Good pass from the Donald Mudadi, and the Menashe Pamara is the one who stole the ball. More Blessing Peel, the big goalkeeper, doing very well there. And remember, the national team coach is here. Also, the Mighty Warriors national team coach, that is Taylor Gota. She's also here.
Now the corner can come. It's taken long, headed away by Zinyama, and in the end, I think the whistle is gone. Must have been for some pushing in the box with 15 minutes into this match here. Play on, says the referee. It's more Blessing Piri. to take it. He clips it long into enemy zone. And again, the whistle has gone for pushing. Hardrock must be careful so that they don't invite their opponents. Confirmation of the scoreline in the first half. 0-0 is the scoreline if you are joining us for the first time. And Patrick Kalota has blown once more to award a free kick to Hardrock, the Kwekwe best outfit, whose home is Chawanda Stadium, the beautiful Chawanda Stadium, I must add, as the ball is played back to Mapisa. Now they're moving forward, the visitors, with Mishek Ngwenya. Plays the long ball and it's cleared away under pressure. Yeah, that was Delight Gandari playing alongside Madake and Ronald Fubizai in a three-man defense as Ronald finds his captain. Donald just... this was an effort I thought was going to be on target, but it was screwed away. That was Prince Dube. I mean, for his caliber, he should have done a lot better to at least test the goalkeeper, because he was virtually unmarked.
Yes, good. The goalkeepers are more to do from that range, and especially if you want to impress the national team coaches. And Prince Dube has an eye for goal and is a goal getter, is a goal getter. We expected much better from him, though the execution was not good. But his idea, I could see that he wanted to try to bend it the far corner with the outside of his foot, but unfortunately he totally miscued it and it went off target.
Yeah, such efforts, they look spectacular if it works right, but if it doesn't work right, then it becomes an awful effort. And
exactly.
Prince Dube knows that.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he's just gone for a full-blooded shot with his laces and gives the goalkeeper some work to do.
Yeah, definitely that would have been an option.
Yes, because at that range you see that the goalkeeper at most times maybe might go for a punch, and if you have instinct strikers like Washington Nava in the box, the navigator, you might come up with a rebound and finish it off, or even a defender to turn it past his own goalkeeper. It does happen.
That's a header which doesn't go very far. Now Muringai can keep this one in play, finding support on the far side to Belisov Mavuso, the Eswatini player. And it comes back once again to Jugamanja, who finds him Shanga rather. And Dabwa is chasing on the far side and goes down. He was trying to fool the referee. Did he succeed?
No.
Looks like... No, he didn't.
He didn't.
It will be a goal kick. Let's take a second look. Look. He expected a tackle. He just went down. And good call by Patrick Kalota.
Also good thinking and good defending there by Mishek Ngwenya. He didn't commit himself. I think he saw the trick coming from the striker Dabga.
Yes, Donald Mudadi. Good vision to find support on the near side here. This is McDonald Ramek clipping a long ball, and the big Huni, the big Piri, more blessing Piri, clips it away. Muringai, lucky to get a rebound there. He nearly lost it. Mavuso is a player full of tricks, and it cleared away by Madake. This one will be guided backwards to Martin Mapisa. He's actually outside his penalty box, trying to defend with a high line. Ramek, Mudadi tries to bring in a cross, but charged down. 19 minutes, we are into the 20th minute now. 0-0 the scoreline. Hardrock taking on FC Hunters here to Faro Stadium. Not a very good crowd. Nisbet Saruchera will agree to that. He has played before big crowds while turning out for Black Rhinos and the national team. As Bamara clears. Dube to Mudadi. Here they come once again. Hardrock straight at the goalkeeper. Full-blooded effort, yes, lots of power, but Dlamini didn't try to beat the big goalkeeper. That's Nyama, as we see the coaches, the Spanish coach and his assistants here at Rufaro Stadium, trying something new. I think the rest of the world really is going for Spanish coaches. And I would like to think that, look, Zifa is doing the right thing there to try and find those that are learning the game at a higher level.
I think you'd see that most successful teams, especially in the EPL, they are under Spanish coaches, and Spain has got a knack of producing very good coaches, quality coaches, successful coaches who succeed, who like driving, who like winning, they do good tiki-taka, they like to play with the ball, and that's the philosophy that the Spanish coach promised to the most Zimbabweans. And certainly the news are just getting from other centers that ZPC Kariba has taken the lead at Moss, and Simba Bora are down 1-0 to Hardrock at Wazanai.
Let's wait and see now for a throw-in that will come from Fumbizai, the flick header. Dabra, taken away by Takwara. And Martin Mapisa will find his captain. The Mringai will guide it backwards. Once again to Misha Ngwenya, who is playing alongside Takwara. And Ramek on the near side here. Three-man defense with two defensive midfielders, Jonod Mudadi and Pamara. Oh, that's a lovely ball. That's a brilliant defensive tackle by Vusingwenya. And finally ball played on the near side here. Ramek, McDonald. Good looking cross, headed away. The commotion inside the FC Hunters area. Mafuso, Mudadi, and then a fire going for the near post, and it fails miserably. It looks like Hardrock has finally woken up now. They are applying the pressure, turning on the screw, aren't they?
And remember, maybe they've heard that Scotland, their nearest rivals, are 1-0 up at Wazanai, and remember Hardrock are only 3 points away from the top. Scotland leading the way, and Hardrock, if they win this game and if Scotland falter, then their chances of clinching the title in their major season will be brighter. They were very happy when Dynamos managed to hold Scotland to a 1-1 draw last Wednesday here at Rufaro Stadium. And I'm told that it's Knowledge Msona from the penalty spot after a 6-minute stoppage when Simba Bora almost protested that it was not a penalty, but eventually it was taken and Knowledge Msona did the job.
Yes, once again Mapira Scotland taking the lead and extending their lead at the top by an extra 3 points. That's Dabra bringing down Gerald Takwara. He's the toughest stick defender who doesn't normally go down with slight injuries. As we take a second look at it, yeah, I think it was a clash of knees with Takwara.
And I think it was more to do with the landing than the tackle that came from Dabra.
I think you're right, because he's now holding his head.
Yeah.
So it's a head injury from the awkward landing. So Takwara being treated. And I hope that, look, it's nothing serious, because this is the kind of player you would like to have in your defense. He's also a national team player, surely. We want him in the Warriors back line. He's been around for quite some time, having played in Saudi Arabia, and that was lastly he played in Libya and decided to come back home.
And now, according to the rules, he needs to stay about 1 minute off the pitch after getting injured, and see Martin Mapisa there giving some few instructions to one or two defenders there. I think he didn't like something about how the team was defending.
Yeah, as an experienced goalkeeper, you need to do it. And those are the Hardrock fans enjoying themselves in the stands. It's a very vocal band. And the FC Hunters band is the one that played the national anthem today, surprising everyone here. I didn't expect it because I thought this would come from the PA system. But no, they decided to take it and they did a very good job, didn't they?
Yeah, and it looks like I've just received the news that we don't have the public address system here because there is a problem with power, something like that. The generator didn't start up and it was very difficult. There's no power here at the stadium, and here we are broadcasting here courtesy of a generator from our OB vans, and that is why they couldn't operate the PA public address system, so they had to talk to the home team brass band to sing the national anthem, and they did it with aplomb, though they just sang a few stanzas.
Well, which was good enough indeed. Better than not having our national anthem. We normally do so before the start of every game here. Here comes the Hunters, FC Hunters now, Dabra. The shot is taken, but this one goes high. No problems there for Martin Mapisa. Yeah, FC Hunters stamping their authority. Under the effort there by Taduana Shehuni. Could have been better if he had managed to lean forward and possibly give some work to Martin Mapisa. It's Prince Dube, man who scored against South Africa at the AFCON in Morocco. This one taken away by the goalkeeper. But look at Navaya, he's always finding space as the ball is cleared. There, Takwara.
Yeah, actually Prince Dube scored against Egypt in our opening match at AFCON in Morocco.
Here's Dabra playing it short. Zukamanja then finds his captain. Bamara clears. Donald Mudadi taking time to bring it down. Madake steals it out from him. Mudadi. Donald Mudadi kept to prominence playing for Dynamos. Then went to Simba Bora. And they settled at Hardrock. One of the star players operating in midfield, Donald Mudadi. This is Martin Mapisa. Another ex-Dimbare goalkeeper.
Also played in Spain, where our current national team coach comes from. Was in the lower leagues though.
And we were talking about the fact of bringing in coaches from Spain, but then let's follow this raid by Hardrock. Donald Mudadi tightly monitored. He wins a corner kick, and I was about to say, look, it's only sensible to hire a coach from the nation that won the World Cup using a Spanish coach. So yeah, it gives credence to what Zifa has done, and we just hope that they'll be able to settle down and introduce their type of football to Zimbabwe.
Yeah,
here is Ramek. Ball punched away. Bamara. Hardrock. Bamara fighting for possession, and he's impeded by Chukamanja, who is apologizing to Bamara, a former triangle player. As we take a second look at it, his first touch was a bit heavy. Came in with a tackle. Chukamanja rode it. But when he came back for the second attempt, that's when he was fouled. Prince Dube.
And every time Munashi Bamara is in possession, he always reminds me of Farah Mbizo, of former Cape United midfielder. You recall him, DJ?
Yes, I do. I'm from the old school. I know all those players.
Of course.
Oh dear. This one headed wide. My goodness, that was a glorious opportunity. Coming in there for jersey number 15, Neliswa Dlamini. Nearly giving Hardrock the lead. That was very close indeed. A few inches, I think, from the target. And the goalkeeper was completely beaten. More blessing on him.
it was completely beaten. And if I have seen properly, I think it grazed the upright post there, that the left side of the goalkeeper, who was stranded. He remained flat-footed with the header coming on, because everybody thought maybe Navaya would get at the end of it, but then Navaya missed it or left it for Jamini, and Jamini came up with a very good header, which unfortunately didn't hit the target.
Yes, once again now Dabra inside the area, turns one way onto his right foot. Mapisa, oh, he's there! FC Hunters have broken the deadlock. Martin Mapisa had initially come up with what I thought was a brilliant save, but somehow the ball, I think, had too much firepower from Dabra, and it rolled into the back of the net. FC Hunters 1, Hardrock 0, Willie.
Good news for FC Scotland, because they don't want the Hardrock to breathe within them. There it is. There's Dabra. Oh, Martin Mapisa, I think he was going the wrong way, and the moment he tried to adjust his bearings, there was not enough power to the hand. That looked like a brilliant save, like you say. You're quite right. That was going to be a brilliant save. Unfortunately, the ball found its way into the back of the net, and FC Hunters in jubilation celebrating what looks like a goal that will guarantee their safety in the Premier League.
Yeah, indeed, and play being stopped for a while here because Ramek is injured. The Hardrock defender, I don't know how he picked up that injury, McDonald Ramek. But Dabra has always been threatening. You remember the curler that went just over the bar?
Exactly. That is how it happened.
This is how it happens.
Stanley, honestly, there was a VAR there. They were going to have an on-field review. I'm sure that goal was going to be chalked off, because you see Terence Jukamanja there, and I could see some signal from the medical staff there that they're going to make a change, and there goes down Ramek on the stretcher in agony. Bad news for Hardrock.
Yeah, bad news for Hardrock, conceding a goal, and they could potentially lose a player here, a player who was so instrumental in going forward. He brought in several crosses into the box. Now being ferried off the field of play, but I don't see any movement as yet. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, there's somebody who's stripping down his tracksuit on the Hardrock bench there. I couldn't spot who it is, because he's still putting on his top jacket.
Yeah, confirmation of the scoreline. Dabra after 30 minutes. And ball played backwards. Martin Mapisa. Chungwenya plays it long, looking for Navaya, whose header goes straight back to more Blessing Piri.
Yeah, it's Mcheto, Leonard Mcheto, who's been prepared to replace Ramek there.
Yes, and it looks like bringing in Leonard Mcheto for the injured McDonald Ramek. Dabra, oh, he's been a handful indeed. But Mavusa does well to come back and help out in defense. Plays the ball into the center. Finds Donald Mudadi. Mudadi shielding the ball intelligently. He has got lots of opponents around him. Zinyama takes it away. And Jukamanja losing possession. This one taken up once again. Washington Navaya all the way back to more Blessing Piri. The FC Hunters goalkeeper. Plays it long. Muringai. This one is picked up by Mafuto, who is injured in the process. Chubeli Mafuso. And it's a free kick to Hardrock as we see the injured player. And confirmation of the change. McDonald Ramek goes off, and in comes Lennox Mcheto to play in defense alongside Gerald Chakwara and Ngwenya. A good catch by Piri, showing good aerial authority. he rolls it short now. For his nearest man, Jilad Kandari. Good defensive work there. Bamara brings it down. Lays it through. Dube. Good vision to play it on the near side here, the substitute Mucheto. And he beats his own man. And now Hardrock will have to go back in defense. That one is aimed at Jukamanja, who doesn't have the pace. Muringai, taken away by Bamara. Such a hard-working player in the middle of the park, Menashe Bamara. Dube. Washington Navaya with a good-looking pass. Mafuso turns one way, then the other. Lays it through into the center. Oh, wonderfully taken, but good save by the goalkeeper. Brilliant effort by Zamini. And the ball blessing Thierry was on guard for FC Hunters.
Taking full advantage of his big frame, his height there. It was a full-blooded shot. Yes, it was almost directed him, but it was carrying a lot of power, that one, and he had to do the right thing in carrying the ball for safety. There it is. You could see
And
he
it went
stretched himself
straight
there.
at him.
Yes.
He did well to parry this one over the bar. As the corner is taken. Still commotion in the area, but headed away. Once again by the ever-dependable Taduana Shehuni. Hardrock trying to come forward, but again Muringa is thwarted.
And at Ngoni Stadium is now Mo's 1, ZPC Kariba 1.
Yes, that is happening here in Norton. Washington Navaya does well to find Prince Dube, who couldn't control, and that one has gone out of play. For a goal kick. Now more blessing Piri. We'll take this one. Long searching ball forward. They headed away by Ngwenya. Mishek. "37 minutes. 8 minutes to go to the Oranges plus stoppage time." There's a Muringai. Robbed by Jukamanja. Ngwenya for FC Hunters. Jukamanja with a good-looking ball. Looking for Fumbizai, who rides a tackle. Nearly fed it to his striker. Madake is good in the air. Mudadi brings it down. Back to Mudadi once again. This is a good looking position. Mudadi! He beats his own players. Playing it to the far side. Bamara now restarts the formula. Mafuso. Dube. Prince. This is Muringai. The FC Hunters are standing firm at the back. Leading here by 1-0. A goal that was scored 8 minutes ago by Dabra. Mucheto. Good pass to Mudadi. As they go forward once again, Mudadi picking up the ball and finding Chakwara. Mucheto on the overlap. It's looking good, but Batake defends well. Chakwara. Hardrock turning on the screw, and that's a miscued effort. Killing the move completely. It's not what Mucheto wanted, but these things do happen, Willie. When you think that you wanted to bring in an early cross, then you miscue the ball, and it goes out, killing your raid completely.
And I think it was also poor anticipation from him, because I think Jamini should have spotted the running of Gerard Okwara was overlapping. He wanted the return pass, but he opted to find Mucheto, who then miscued his effort there. And there was a moment for Jonathan Mdadi inside the box. Then when you try to find outside his teammates, and I think at times you need to be selfish. He had a good eye for goal, good chance to have a cricket goal, and maybe have a test of the goalkeeper. We have seen that the goalkeeper is clean with his hands, he's steady, he's big.
Yes, indeed, more blessing Piri. Finding support up front as he clips it forward. Huni missteps and falls down. The cross comes in from Avuso. Jube. Oh, this is a good-looking pass once again for Donald Mudadi. He has got the skill, but maybe not the pace. And he was being harassed unfairly there by Delight Gandari. Free kick in a very good-looking position for Hardrock, who are down here by 1-0. I think Kelvin Kaidu must be asking questions on why do I lose to small teams. Last time out they lost 2-1 to Triangle, a team that is in the relegation zone. Here's another one, although I must say that Hunters are on the ascendancy. They are looking up. They've made some changes to their playing staff and they're doing very well with 5 minutes to the Oranges plus stoppage time. Let's see how this one will be executed. A free kick in a dangerous position. More Blessing Piri must watch this one. It comes to Donald Mudadi. And he went underneath it, and that will be a goal kick. This is exactly the player that, they would have wanted to take this strike at goal. But Mudadi, for some reason, did not shape himself correctly.
Yeah, even the shooting technique there, I think it was lacking. He was leaning backwards instead of leaning forward, and you see that even his body movements resulted in him going off target. And the moment when they were executing that, Petras Jr. Samaneka has just equalized for Simba Bora. It's now 1-1 towards Zanai Stadium.
Certainly good news there for Hardrock, because it means that Scotland are not going to streak away with the title. But here they are down by 1-0. And it won't be good enough for them, as the referee is checking somebody's name. Let's see, Pumbizai is in the frame. Throw in to FC Hunters. And is their captain to take it. This one out of play from Chukamanja. Confirmation of the yellow card on Ronald Fumbizai. Good play. Navaya clipped and he goes down. Yeah, they don't call him the navigator for nothing. He's everywhere looking for space. There he is. And Sinyama is the guilty party, clipping him down, and referee Patrick Kalota had no option but to award a free kick. What looks like a very good position here. The big question is, do they have big hitters from that sort of distance, really?
Let's see what Tinotenda Mringani, the captain, standing captain, will do. I remember Mringai was the scorer for Hardrock in the Chubuku Super Cup last weekend when they edged Blackfish by 1-0, though it was from the penalty spot. Let's see what he will do with this dead ball, especially from an acute angle.
Let's wait and see now. Muringai into the wall. This cleared away. There were calls for a penalty. The referee not interested. And I think, well, there was no case for a penalty there. They had all their hands tucked in. And the referee ignoring those calls as the throw-in is taken.
And the most surprising thing, Stanley, is that calls for that penalty were coming from referees coming from just below us in the commentary box from the terraces.
Yeah.
And the players on the field of play had no appeals for the penalty, because they know the laws of the game that if your hand is stuck to your body, there's no movement towards the ball. That's not a handball. It has to be deliberate, remember?
Yes. Here they come once again with Delight Gandari. FC Hunters playing a long ball to the goal scorer. Dabga very strong indeed on the ball, turns away from his marker. Dabga twists and turns and flicks it backwards. Clips it through, trying to find Chukamanja, who wins the ball. It's being played back by Mshanga. Was very quiet by his standards, young Nyimriaz Mshanga. Such a tough nut to crack. As the danger is cleared by Gerald Takwara. news filtering through is that added time will only be 1 minute. Let's wait and see. And I think it's confirmed by the fourth match official. A minute of stoppage time. Time flies indeed. It's 45 minutes already.
Yeah, time is flying, and a shocker at Ngoni Stadium. There are 2 quick goals by Moors. They are now leading by 3 goals to 1 comeback victory. So Moors almost look like comfortable as we wait for the corner kick to be dispatched by FC Hunters.
Here comes the corner. Headed away. This one comes to Dube, Prince Dube. Touted as the future of Zimbabwean football during his youthful days. He isn't really risen to the expected heights. Here's Donald Mudadi. Jukamanja. And the referee blows to end the first 45 minutes here at Rufaro Stadium. A match that has flown by in the first 45 minutes very quickly indeed. I think it's because of the entertainment levels. They were fighting and fighting as Nisbet Saruchera rushes to his dressing room. He knows that this is only part 1 of this particular match. 1-0 FC Hunters in the lead as we drift into halftime. Your thoughts, Willie?
Yeah, a very good game of soccer this afternoon. And remember, in the reverse fixture, FC Hunters were thumped by 6 goals to 1 at Chawanda Stadium. But today they look a very different side, and of course it's a different side in terms of personnel. And whoever thought maybe Hardrock will have it easy here, he must have other second thoughts on that, because FC Hunters are giving their own, and they're thriving more on the pace and skill of Dabra. And at first I was wondering why Michael Tapera is on the bench. Then I could see that normally Tapera runs like what Dabra is doing, but at times aimlessly, which is different from Dabra, with the only 2 efforts that go coming from him and 1 on target, and that's the difference at halftime.
Yes, indeed, that's the difference at halftime as we wait for our team to do the halftime analysis, comprising Charles Mabiga and Achimundawa alongside Joseph Nkani rather. I was thinking of the FC Hunters midfielder, who was doing a fantastic job in the middle of the park. And of course, Dabra, in my view, was outstanding. His hard running, the way he keeps the ball under control and forces defenders, to make uncharacteristic, sliding tackles. And that, of course, it presents problems for them. Halftime scoreline, 1-0 to FC Hunters as we cross over to the team for halftime analysis.
Halftime here at Rufaro. What did I say? That the Hunters will win 1-0. I mean, Rataramba hold on until the end there, but what a pile driver from Godfrey Dabra. Have you ever heard of him? I don't think a lot of people know him. Well, I can tell you, Godfrey Dabra was playing for FC Hunters, the same FC Hunters when they were playing in Division 1. Remember, they got their ticket to come into the Premiership after they won the Division 1 Eastern Region title. So, he's carried on with the good work. A pile driver that Warriors goalkeeper Martin Mapisa could not stop. So it's 1-0. Woo! Yes, those 2 expert analysts are still here with me. That's Uche Ajiford Mundawa and Joseph Nkane. Uche, what a pile driver from Dabra.
A fantastic display. He asked questions on minute 6 with that right curler which went over the Rosendal bar. And the second time around, he got it correct. What I showed it was the goalkeeper tried to parry to save it, but the force was greater and it was always going in.
That's the first attempt.
That's the first attempt from Dabra, Jose.
When he's setting a killer from Central Channel and Washington Mapisa, Mapisa will be happy that ball went off target. Otherwise, it was a well-taken shot, and he got it right the second time around. Look at him finding his space and picking up his spot and taking a shot. And there's been presented a number of problems for FC Hunters. For the Hardrock, and there's Mapisa there being called to action again, coming in with a decisive save. But I think it's because the FC Hunters, I think, have been too elaborate. The time that they've tried to venture into the Hunters box, they've been exchanging too many passes and not effectively punishing the host Hunters, who themselves have done very well. Those few chances that Hunters created resulted in a goal. So maybe Hardrock will feel hard done by look at the celebration there by the Hunters, and they are rightly so in the lead because they were decisive up front, which is the opposite of what Hardrock have been doing. Too many elaborate passes, too many touches to play before they actually trouble the home team goalkeeper.
Well, the clever boys being cleverer at the moment. Godfrey Dabra sending in that crushing effort to make it 1-0 to the clever boys. Let's see how Hardrock will come back. Well, we did see them, like Jose was saying, perhaps being over elaborate. And Uche, you really don't want to do that, do you, in a game of football?
We said it earlier on, both teams are looking for 3 points. And look at how Hunters displayed or played in the first half. Technically superior and tactically astute. They were moving forward in numbers, utilizing both the left and right channel in equal measure. And those attempts on target by Abwa showed they wanted something. They were taught by the coach that try from range to beat Martin Mapisa. And they were doing that. First attempt, the goalkeeper was beaten there, but somehow the ball didn't go in. Second time around, it was drilled in. So wait and see how they will fashion a response in the second half. That is Hardrock.
Yes, for now, Yabo Nesbet Saruchera is the happier man. And he'll be hoping, keeping his fingers crossed, that the story, the good story, continues in the second half. And if we talk of chances at goal, I mean, definitely the Kasongo Golden Boys have had more golden chances, but they've just failed to beat more blessing period. As we saw there, well, we will probably catch a glimpse of that one. There was a pile driver that was sent in by the Eswatini player, that's Meliswe Lamini. Twice, actually. No, the first one was a header which sailed over, and the second one, a pile driver which was tipped over, Jose, by the FC Hunters goalkeeper.
Yeah, the FC Hunters goalkeeper doing justice to that Nelly Swatlamini shot. Nelly Swatlamini is someone who's got an eye for goal. He's come up with a number of goals for FC, for Hardrock. Look at that shot there. Yep. It was taken from range, decisive on shot, I mean on target. It had so much power and venom behind it. But of course, it was parried over the bar. But what I think...
Brilliant save, eh?
Brilliant save. Yep. We can't take that away from the goalkeeper, from the Hunters goalkeeper. He did very well. And I think also Nelly Swatlamini has had a sniff at the Hunters goal quite a number of times and trying to take shots from range. There was also a header that he tried to direct towards goal. Unfortunately, he directed that header off target. He's one player who's good for at creating his own space. That's the attempt again that he took there. Yep. So Nelson Dlamini is for me has been probably the most promising player for Hardrock to find them something. And one thing that I also want to point out is that I think we need to give credit to Yabo Saruchera, the way he has coached his team to control the game out of position. Because if I find that most of the time Hardrock had more of the ball, but they were not punishing Hunters. Yeah. So which I think for me speaks of a coach who drilled these guys to say, we will not concede, we'll make sure we keep our solid defensive lines. If whatever they throw at us, we make sure that we are protecting our goalkeeper. So in other words, the Hunters are playing without the ball, but making the decisive movements of the ball. But like now, they're going into the halftime break, leading by 1-0. And kudos to Saruchera and these boys.
That's right. I can tell you that there have been 2 matches where goals have been scored. At Ngoni Stadium, it's Moz 1, ZPC Kariba 1. I can tell you that, yes, it is still goalless elsewhere, but at Wadzanai Stadium, 1-1 is the scoreline there. In the city of Kings and Queens, Bulawayo Chiefs and Caps United still goalless. Tel 1 and Triangle United still goalless. So at least we got goals coming there, Uche.
Yeah, goals coming, and for Scotland at Wadzanai, the longer it stays like this, the better. They wish that the script at Rivaro Stadium continue like that. That is a victory to Hunters because it will give them breathing space and open that gap between them and Hardrock. So wait and see what will transpire. But like we always say, the second half is for the coaches. What I've seen Hardrock, they are employing a 4-4-2 formation, which is shifting to a 4-3-3. But Navaya is playing off position, coming from the left channel. Then Dube is also coming from the right channel. These are 2 gunmen who are supposed to be playing as the two in a 4-4-2 formation as the outright gunmen. So that opposition is obviously handicapping them. That's why Lamini is always coming in, to buttress the attacking act. So Kevin Kayindo, I think, needs to shift to a 4-4-2 and have Gaddafi as well as Washto as the two outright striker. That way I think he can get a goal.
Yes, I can tell you that Scotland actually beat the halftime whistle. They are leading at Wadzanai Stadium by 2-1. Well, Jose, they're chasing. They're chasing, really going for the title.
Tell that to Kelvin Kayindo right now in his dressing room.
He won't want to hear.
He won't want to hear that. And I think Kelvin Kayindo, in my books, as things stand right now, for me, there's no point trying to play beautiful football. I think now it's about being efficient. It's about getting the result. As we look at the statistics there, for me, it's not about playing flowery good football right now. The games are running thick, running fast out. So in other words, what they need to do now as Hunters is be efficient in front of goal. Get goals, get the points, and go home. This tiki-taka that they are playing, this positional football that they are playing, flowery, flamboyant football, right now, it might not matter. What matters is what's going to read on the scoreboard. Make sure they get a goal. If Hunters were to come in and get a second goal in the second half, I think it's going to be difficult for Hardrock to come back into this game. So I think Kevin Kayindo right now should be talking to his boys and saying, guys, what we need is a goal. Let's get ourselves a goal. Let's equal matters, and then we start again and possibly get a second goal and wrap up the points. All that needs is now efficiency, and efficiency up top.
Yes, this is the side that they massacred 6-1 in the reverse fixture at Chawanda Stadium. But they are trailing, and if Hunters get their act together, they might hold on, or maybe get another one. And well, that will be good news for Mavira supporters, because now, if it stays like that at Wadzanai, Mavira will stretch their lead from 54 to 57 and leave Hardrock at 51. So that is the big hope there, Uche, from the Mavira supporters.
So at the interval, legendary, right now the highway to the podium for Scotland is getting wider, and that one for Hardrock is getting narrower. And the only way to remain in contention is for Hardrock to get goals without reply against the Hunters in the second half. So right now they need to be merciless. They need to go there and get the goals. Like what Jose said, it's no matter of beautiful handwriting. You just now need to be efficient, be crude, and get the goals. Because right now, time will be running away for them. As Scotland get into the second half, their confidence balloon is fully inflated, and they're a bit deflated. So motivation levels need to be at Mount Everest levels if they are to conjure a result here.
That's right. And Jose, when the Donald Modadi sneezes, the whole team catches a cold. And it looks like that's what's happening right now. We haven't seen much of the Don. Hardrock have caught a cold.
Yes, Hardrock have got a cold. And I think I saw a number of times where the Donald Modadi, who's normally a steady player, who's got grit, who's got industry for Hardrock, today he's somehow off color. He's been struggling. I saw him lose the ball, I think, about twice in the first half, which I think maybe Kelvin Kayindo may want to look into that. But again, if Saruchera manages to play his cards very well in the second half and say, guys, let's not concede a goal in the first 15 minutes of the second half, it's going to be a big mountain for Kayindo to climb and his boys Hardrock.
Yes, a big mountain for Pastor KK to climb. Well, can he climb it in the second half? Let's wait and find out as we go back to Stanley Katsande and William Tingwa. We'll be talking to you at the end of the night.
Welcome back to the second half here at Rufaro Stadium, where FC Hunters are hosting Hardrock. The halftime score was FC Hunters 1 and Hardrock 0. Young Dabra with the goal that makes the difference. Godfrey Gilt Dabra, who was a handful throughout the first 45 minutes. He was duly rewarded when he managed to beat the goalkeeper Martin Mapisa to make it 1-0. And with a bit of luck, it could have been 2 goals for him to make life comfortable for FC Hunters. And I just hope these two ladies are in full support of FC Hunters as the home team. It's a good sign as well that we have all genders coming to watch football, and I hope we continue to make it a safe destination so that families can come and throng our stadium. We need more people. Talking of people at the stadium this afternoon, Willie, not the best of crowds, but of course they're making a lot of noise, trying to create a carnival atmosphere, aren't they?
Very poor crowd at Rufaro Stadium. Maybe is it because Hardrock and FC Hunters, both teams are not crowd pullers, but this is a high-profile match. Remember, Hardrock are second on the log, only 3 points adrift of Scotland, but as it stands, it's now 6 points because Knowledge Msona just beat the half-time whistle with a free kick at the edge of the box. So it's FC Scotland 2, Simba Bora 1, it was a 9.
Yes, indeed, and now they've given away possession. It's Dabwa once more, turns away from his marker. He finds that Jukamanja to the near side for Huni. Skips past one man. Ziyama. This is a good looking cross inside the area. But again, this one rolls kindly for Hardrock, who can now play this one out of danger to Belisa Mafuso. Being posted to the other side of defense. Finally finds Takwara. Takwara infield. Tungwenya. Gwenya looks up, rolls it to the near side, finding his captain, Muringai. Good looking cross, but cleared away as FC Hunters are coming through. That was another effort. Mshanga. FC Hunters trying to find their way. Now this is the captain, Fumbizai. Thought the ball was kept in play, but the assistant referee on the far side says no. It's a throw-in. Yes, Takwara. Tungwenya. Sarchera looking reasonably satisfied with his team leading by 1-0. Good looking cross, and this one is too deep. Taken away by the goalkeeper under the watchful eye of his captain, Ronald Pumbizai. Kelvin Kaindu must have tried to give his team the way to get back. Massive clearance, and this one straight out of play on the far side. Tilait Kandari standing firm in the heart of defense. Cheto with a throw. Shanga beaten, and Micheto goes down under challenge. The referee intervenes and gives a free kick to Hardrock. That the visitors, this is how it happened. Micheto going down from his opposite number, and that will be a free kick quickly taken. Muringai, the captain, can hit it from afar. Opts for Prince Dube. Not a very good one. Dabwa, lovely control. And he's being harassed unfairly, so the ref has blown to give a free kick to FC Hunters. I mean, Dabwa, for me, this afternoon is a surprise package. I've watched him several times. He's never been playing this well. Seems like he's more confident now. He knows exactly what to do. And is actually creating anxious moments and problems for these green and white fans. That clearance doesn't go very far. And commotion inside the Hardrock penalty box. Dube picks up possession. Does well to find Mafuso. Clips it on the near side and forces Donald Mudadi to run backwards. It goes out of play. For a throw-in.
Yeah, DJ Sten, I'm also surprised by Dabga's performance this afternoon. I've watched him a couple of games, him coming from the bench, but he hasn't had much impact like the way he did it today, because he's full of running. Every time he's in possession, he's giving a lot of anxious moments to the defense, and there did not been the steady defending of Gerard Takwara. Maybe by now Hunters could have been 2 or 3-0 up, but Takwara stood firm in defense, has been resolute, has been doing so well. And the other time he was unlucky to have his effort just sail over the bar. There is Takwara again, you see, dealing with the Dabga.
Yeah, Gerald Chakwara is a very strong character. He's really standing firm against young Dabwa. He's a pass to the captain. Picks it up, trying to find Prince Dube. Sensibly played into touch there by Ngwenya. Vusimusi Ngwenya, who is playing as a left back, the former Dynamo's midfielder. But Sarchera has decided to deploy him as a defender. Muringai. Now it comes to FC Hunters. Very nearly breaking loose. He was right on the halfway line. That could have been problems there. Fumbizai. And that's a crude tackle. These fans watching very closely, including the national coach. And the referee out of the picture, just ready to pull out a yellow card. Is it on Bamara? Yeah, Bamara. The tough character in the middle of the park. Brings down Chikamanja. Yes, Munashe Bamara, confirmation of that yellow card. Playing as a defensive linkman, you can't avoid these. Here they come once again. Elisha Zamini. Zinyama heading it in the wrong direction. Ngwenya clears the danger emphatically for FC Hunters. Prince Dube laying it wide on the far side. Mcheto, is it? Dube once again taking too long, goes down, gets up quickly. This is Mcheto now. Plays it through for Donald Mudadi. Very difficult to dispossess when using his feet, and this effort not well hit. The idea was there, but the accuracy was terribly missing, really.
And I also think it was the wrong option altogether. I think maybe you should have found a teammate at the edge of the box there than going aimlessly at goal there. Because you know, at times to respect the goalkeepers. You see, this goalkeeper is a very good goalkeeper in more blessing Piri, and almost a defensive mix-up, but Piri to the rescue there.
Yes, indeed. FC Hunters guilty of playing too much football inside their own box. Very nearly punished. And Martin Mapisa should collect this one. Throws it long to Muringai, the captain. Bamara carrying it backwards. Here is Zofu clipping it through. Gandari, and all the way back to the big more blessing Piri. Fumbizai. It's got Magazaga rather. Picked up now by Honi. Oh, lovely interpassing. Mshanga turns away from his marker to Ngwenya. Plays it through. Mshanga keeps the ball in play. He was looking for a corner kick off a defender. It didn't work out. And finally it runs into touch. But FC Hunters are displaying one or two things here. Their interplay, their confidence on the ball. You know, the coordination from the middle of the park to the strikers. Everything is right. And who knows, they could get a second goal and end up picking all 3 points. Here is Mcheto. Being forced to leave his position as right back. Muringai back to Mcheto. The return pass a bit too long, and Muringai doesn't have the legs. And gives up rather too early. And this will go to Hardrock with a throw. Vusingwenya. Muringai has got a touch. Ndlovu with Prince Dube rather. The good cross coming in, but cleared away by Gandari. But the referee didn't like the challenge on Chukamanja. That was Ngwenya, Mishak Ngwenya of Hardrock. We've got two Ngwenyas here. Fusimusi Ngwenya of FC Hunters. Vusimuzi Ngwenya, as we take a look at the incident. Free kick by Gandari. Some good running coming in from Jugamanja. He couldn't keep the ball in play, but the idea and effort was very good. And then we have to commend the defender who stuck to his man. That is, of course, Nelisa Dlamini. This one goes all the way to Gandari. Turns away from his marker. Plays this one to the hard running Dabwa. He doesn't give up, even if it means chasing a lost cause. And this one goes out of play for a throw-in. Vusimuzi Ngwenya's effort headed away. This should be picked up by Micheto. Keeps the ball in play. Micheto is come in and does very well on the right-hand side of defense for Hardrock after the injury to McDonald Ramek, who had to be substituted. Kelvin Kayindu there making an injury-inspired substitution. I must say his choice is decent. I haven't seen anything wrong with the substitute, but Dabwa continues to chase. I like the spirit of this young man. He doesn't give up. Even if it's a seemingly lost cause, he will continue to run and try to keep the ball in play.
Very true, Stanley. And talking of Leonard Mchedo, I think he has just fitted very well into the shoes of McDonald Ramek, who was unfortunately substituted due to an injury. There's Prince Dube again, holding on to Tadiwana Shewuni, one of the danger men for Anders FC. They continue to lead. We are also approaching 57-minute mark here. They're leading 1-0.
Yeah, indeed, they're doing very well. Still playing football, still trying to get a second goal, just to make sure that the job is done. But talking about getting the job done, Prince Dube still trying to find his feet. He hasn't really sparkled like he used to do in days gone by. Here's Prince Dube once more. Does well to find support on the far side from Dlamini. Cheto finds Dlamini. Donald Mudadi tightly monitored by Madake. And that one goes out for a corner kick. But then Gareth Madake, FC Hunters, they've got the toughest stick defender. It's very, very tough on the ground. Here comes the corner. It's a good-looking one. Flicked up into the air. The goalkeeper is nowhere to be found. Zinyama with a header, but still a chance. Bamara, the captain Muringai, brings it long onto the far side. Nobody behind the goal line. And that will sail into touch for a goal kick to be taken by the goalkeeper. Here's a long effort. And in the end now, it's guided back to Takwara. Oh, Dabra is always a handful. Now a chance to play the ball to Dube. Prince. For Dlamini. Muringai being forced backwards. And he has to allow Ngwenya to go forward. Now Ngwenya, the FC Hunters defender, is guilty of fouling the opposite number. That is Nelisio Ngwenya. Now just number 17 is Mishak Ngwenya. And the booking will take place, and changes coming through for Hardrock.
Donald Mudadi.
Donald Mudadi, of all players.
Usirevera tifambidzani.
Runako gwangu haukuoni.
Iye mi mukadzi mukuru akadai. Kutuma rumwana rwenyu jekeje werukotsi rwakakura kunoryisa mubindu rangu nembudzi dzenyu.
Ndizvowo gedegede. Ungatambe nemoyo wangu ivi.
The far side, and this one rolls into touch. But a throw in with the substitute that has come on, Sambulo Smelane. Just guiding that one out of play. Ronald Fumbizai chops his man. And now FC Hunters with Matake clearing. Jukamanja bitten in the air. It's picked up by Muringai. On the near side here. And the substitute.
That should be Wilfred Madzungu.
Wilfred Madzungu. The sliding tackle. I thought that was a good sliding tackle.
And one is in trouble, a yellow card.
And yellow card. Maybe it's for an earlier foul.
Yeah, according to the referee, it says persistent fouling. There is the sliding
That was
tackle.
a clean tackle.
Clean tackle. Very clean tackle,
Very
that one.
clean tackle, but I think it's for an incident that happened earlier. Because...
and actually it was not Huni in that replay who made that clean tackle.
Yeah.
But Huni, according to the referee, pointed that on 1, 2, 3 occasions. That's persistent fouling. That is another one. And this is a clean tackle. But the first one by Huni.
Yeah, it looks like Kaindu has thrown in attacking players. Here's a chance for Smelan. Oh, this one over the bar. Mavuso angled himself incorrectly, and that one goes over the bar. "61 minutes gone. The supply line to Washington Navaya seems to have dried up, and in the end Hardrock are not piling on the pressure. Mushanga to Jugamanja, whose head touch is heavy. Dabra! Good save by the goalkeeper, and this one rolls away. My goodness, this young Dabra, Godfrey, is a handful. He's a real handful, very strong, very powerful, and when he goes in with these tackles, he makes life very difficult for defenders. You feel sorry for Gerald Takwara and company at the back there.
Yes, they've been given a very hard run for their money this afternoon in Dabra. I think you see that FC Anders had 3 efforts on target, all of them coming from Dabra. What I'm thinking, Stanley, is I don't know with the national team coach in attendance, will he be attempted to call him to the national team? Remember, this is only his first time in watching him, and he has impressed. Or maybe is Dabra playing because he knows that the Spaniard is watching?
Well, whichever way you look at it, Dabra has done well to justify, potential selection into the national team. He's keeping the opponents stretched out. Here is Takwara. Slips the throw into the center. Heavy touch. It comes back, and once again, is that Huni? That will be a red card. Red card for Huni. Just number 5, Tadwana Shehuni.
And that looks like a straight red card according to the referee. But I don't think it's Huni, it's Emmanuel Zinyama. There's been shown a straight red card here, and we see that the coaches are discussing something.
Yeah.
And that lady there, that's Stella Gota. There it is. Oh! High boot.
That was a good spot by Patrick Kalota. I mean, in real time, I nearly missed it.
Yeah, we had all missed it, to be honest. At times, you need to be honest. We all missed that one, and
exactly.
I myself missed that one.
Very good call there by Kalota. And a stupid tackle. Yeah, it's Tadwana Shehuni, just number 5.
No, it is Inyama, number 17.
Oh, just number 17. He's calling it a day. Emmanuel Zinyama, my apologies there. He's taking his time to leave the field of play.
And I think there's not going to be any changes. Remember, there's no VAR, there's not going to be any review. You have to walk off, you have to go for an early shower.
Yeah.
The referee is not going to change his mind anytime. And see Ronald Fumbizai doing a true captain's role.
And you know what he did?
Yeah.
He ran straight to the coach
Yes.
for instructions.
Exactly. That's
So
good.
there he is
That's
now.
leadership qualities.
Exactly. He's
That's
delivering
leadership.
the message, calling all the players. And Zinyama, a sad-looking figure, taking his time in leaving the field of play.
It was also coming as a late challenge, and it's a
Yeah.
high boot, and the referee viewed it as excessive force with brutality and no option, a red card. But besides being a leadership quality from Bizai, I think also experience counting there, because he knows that the referee is not going to change decision in time, and he has to rush to the bench to Yabo Saruchera to say, Coach, what should we do? We are now a man down. We are leading 1-0. What should we do to maintain this lead? And what do we do to defend this set piece?
Definitely, Fumbizai showing good leadership qualities, but Muringa is here unmarked. Onto the far side, Vusimusingwenya has done well to head this ball away. So FC Hunters are down to 10 men, but they are leading by 1-0. Now Michael Tapera is set to come on in place of Jukamanja. So there will be a bit of running for Hardrock. Yeah, Jukamanja once again letting FC Hunters down. These are the experienced players you would expect to set the scene alight. It didn't happen today, maybe next time. Here's a chance. Washington Navaya! What a header! Into the back of the net. It's 1-1. And now the numerical advantage has started to count for Hardrock. Goal number 15 for the Hitmen.
The navigator there, you cannot afford to leave the navigator alone inside the box, and that ball coming right for him, he rose highest, he was unmarked and challenged, and the thumping header, no chance from the goalkeeper. There it is. See, he's all by himself, and he had all the time to adjust his bearing and pick his spot with a thumping header.
Ball played through once again, and this one played forward. Madake Mshanga. This one headed forward. FC Hunters down to 10 men. This one rolled to the far side. Smelane. Here they come, the Midlanders. Slipped through to the near side here. And this one poorly done. Will be taken away by Michael Tapera. Michael Tapera likes running with the ball. Slips through. I'm sure the idea was to force the likes of Takwara and company into a race. The chance once again. Oh, that was so close. That was so close. A shot well taken there by the substitute, Wilfred Mazungu. This is the effort.
I think the goalkeeper had it
I'm
covered.
sure the goalkeeper will tell you that he had it covered.
Yeah,
really.
I think he had it covered. That could not have gone in, but nevertheless, that was a good effort by Wilfred Mazungu. And I remember him at Chawanda Stadium against Cape United in that thrilling 3-3 draw. He came in as a substitute, and he came up with two well-taken headers to beat Washington Arubi in his debut for Cape United on that day at Nkwekwe.
Here they come once again, and this one is carelessly given away. Shanga. Gwenya. Vusi. Slips it through in the middle of the park, and I think Hardrock have found a way of silencing Dabra. And in the end, a free kick to Mavuso. This one guided to the far side. Cheto. Smelane. Headed away in the wrong direction there by Madake. As the fans are looking a bit concerned here. The tide has turned. The noise is now coming from the city end. the Hardrock end, who are now anticipating a second goal because they are piling on the pressure. The corner kick comes in. Muringai straight to the goalkeeper. No problems there for Mo Blessing Piri. Good defensive work. Davusa Ngwenya plays that one into touch. Yeah, times have changed now for the green and white. They are now in a buoyant mood. They are in a joyous atmosphere. How long will it last? Your guess is as good as mine. With 20 minutes to go to the 90. Here's a long clearance. Huni. And Huni brings down an opponent free kick. That was Mafuso.
And he's one player who need to be very careful. He's sitting on a yellow card, and the team is already one man down. And you see that Hardrock are taking full advantage of their numerical advantage, having scored that equalizer, and now the tide is turned in their favor, now dominating with a bit of the exchanges.
If they can start looking for Washington Navaya time and again, it might be helpful. Muringai trying to dribble past Musa and Sarchera again pacing up and down. It's always very difficult when your team was leading for the better part of the first half, then you suffer an equalizer. It's always difficult to motivate them to lift their game, and especially if you are a man down. With Zinyama being shown the red card. Dabwa with a rare mistake, and this one will be picked up by Mcheto. The right back has got Simelane on the far side. It's picked up by Mafuso. It's actually Tamini. And Busanyoni for FC Hunters. He's done very well. He's trying to get Michael Tapera on a run. Tapera is still chasing. And in the end, it's played into touch. Michael Tapera forcing Hardrock to panic here. Kelvin Kaindu has taken full advantage, and it looks like Kolani Nzovu is about to come on. That's number 24. This one out of play for another throw.
His former Chicken Inn captain preparing to come in, and Chicken Inn are playing Dynamos tomorrow here at Rufaro Stadium. And ZBC will be bringing that match live to Zimbabwe.
That promises to be another blockbuster. Jimbare true to form now, even drawing with Scotland as the ball is played through. Mcheto clears the danger. The ball doesn't go very far. Huni picks up possession, and they've given up with Elder Chirima. Now the change can be made. They're taking out jersey number 21.
Dabra.
No, this is...
oh, that's Hardrock, sorry.
Hardrock.
That's Hardrock. So that should be Notenda Muringai, the captain.
Notenda Muringai, the captain. They're bringing in Njovu.
Yeah, remember, he's a left back, the former captain.
Yeah.
Chicken Inn, sorry.
Chicken Inn captain.
Yes.
He's a very offensive left back. I remember him, you know, he always wears just number 24.
Yeah, exactly.
Blasting in a free kick against Dynamos to win 3 points.
At Mbare Stadium, I remember that it came very well.
Exactly.
And I'm sure we were together in the commentary box in the country.
Exactly, I remember that. And here's Mcheto now.
And I remember before he dispatched that free kick, you even warned the Dynamos to be very careful with Ndovu, Solisan.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering what has really happened to the likes of Matthew Chiweta, Tadiwa Chakuchichi, they are still sitting on the bench, and the Hunters are now chasing the game with about 15 minutes to go, plus whatever the ref is going to add at the end of the 90.
Yeah, that's the surprising bit in this match. Oh! Martin Mapisa with some calamitous goalkeeping there. He was very lucky.
Yeah, that should be Huni.
Yeah, Huni took the shot, but then Martin Mapisa,
yes.
His goalkeeping there
almost made a mess of it.
Oh dear. He forgets that, he's got the national team coach watching.
There is Huni.
There is the effort.
Speculative. Oof. Poor judgment.
Poor judgment.
So I don't know why he was pointing at the defenders and complaining.
Maybe he wanted a bit of pressure applied on Huni.
But from that range...
But in the first place, why did he go gallivanting? He was way out of office.
Exactly.
That's what encouraged Huni to take a cricket goal. Here comes the corner from Pumbizai. And this one goes behind for a goal kick. No problems there for Martin Mapisa. And Hardrock, confirmation of the scoreline. Navaya finding the equalizer. 1-1 is the scoreline if you're joining us for the first time here at Rufaro Stadium. Mucheto with possession.
Remember that few days ago, Hardrock were celebrating that Dynamo's draw against Scotland. Now if they draw here this afternoon, that means that result will be useless to them.
Yes, exactly.
And it will be back to square one. And the last time we had Scotland were leading by 2-1, it was a 9. Maybe need to confirm if it's still the same scoreline. And surprising triangle leading 2-0 at Ascot against Tail 1. So Joel Rupasha in trouble.
Just wonder, what is it about triangle when playing away from home? They beat Hardrock, contenders for the title, and now they are leading by 2-0. I know Tail 1 are not one of the biggest teams in the country. They lost 4-1 to Dynamos in the Chibuco Super Cup, and now they are down by 2-0, which is dangerous for Joel Lupata.
Blayo Chiefs new caps new at Luveve.
Caps United now beginning to lose points through draws. Kolani Nzovu with an early cross inside the area. A chance once more for Navaya, misses, and the Smelane appealing for a penalty. What is the referee saying?
It's actually a handball going in the opposite direction.
Going in the opposite direction. That's why the Hardrock players were not particularly interested. And the more blessing period, the goalkeeper was beaten by Washington Navaya with a clever header. Clips it forward. That's a massive clearance. The Martin Mapisa is off his line. Didn't get the ball. And it's finally into touch for a throw in. I think defenders must be sick at the sight of Michael Tapera because of the way he forces them to run backwards. My goodness me. If only he could aim his shots at goal, this man would be a very worried man, Martin Mapisa. The chance inside the area. Huni! The shot goes wide off the post. And the clearance. Now that is Pumbizai. Dabra turns away from his marker, lays it through. Huni dives in the box and he gives it away.
That should
be a red card.
Referee hesitated.
Kalota, in his opinion, thinks that Huni doesn't deserve a yellow card, and Saruchera should not complain that much, because it could have meant a second yellow card. Take a look at this.
There it is.
But there was a push.
There was a slight push, but not sure if it was enough to send him down, but nevertheless there was push from behind, and the referee at one point he reached for his top pocket for a yellow card, and I think the moment he realized that it was Huni, he decided not to be controversial, to avoid controversy, and he pulled it off.
Yeah, very lucky indeed, and this is a good looking shot. Taken away by Piri.
But to be honest, I think the referee did well. The moment he thought that it was not a penalty, and the moment he realized that it was when he was carrying on a yellow card, to give him a second yellow card means that he was going to walk off. And the moment television replays were going to show that there was a slight push. After sending a player, then controversy begins, and the referee will be in big hot soup.
Yeah, good call by the man in the middle. That's Patrick Kalota, following the footsteps of his late father, who was a top-notch referee as well, and I'm sure he will be able to rise to the same level. He has made two very crucial calls: the dismissal of Zinyama, and of course his avoidance of a yellow card on Huni Smelani. Hardrock piling on the pressure. Here they come once again, picking it up. Zofu with a good-looking cross. Dube Prince turns away from his marker, lays it through once again, and effort. Oh, that was well struck. Brilliantly struck by Neliswa Zamini, just over the bar.
This former Singizini Hotspurs player coming up with a belt at the right-footed strike. Blend of venom in it. Goalkeeper who claimed that he had it covered, went airborne.
If this was on target,
it was going to be very difficult for the goalkeeper.
It was going to be very difficult for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, certainly I agree with you 100% that Patrick Kalota did a very good job and made the right call, because remember that for a referee to award a penalty, he must be very sure.
Yes. It must be clear and obvious.
Exactly.
But they realized that it wasn't clear and obvious.
Yeah, the push was there, but
it was
from
minimum.
what I saw, I think it was minimum. It was not enough to take Winnie down, and Winnie, I think he had all the time to take a crack at goal, but he decided to go down.
Yeah, but on the part of Huni as well, it's a bit silly to be trying those antics when you're sitting on a yellow.
Yeah, because a few seconds earlier he had struck the post with a left-footed strike. Now the ball was on his favorite right foot. He should have tried an effort at goal. Danger inside the box, cleared away by Handers.
And again, Pumbizai clearing the danger. Then it comes once more, and this one played into touch. Looks like FC Handers. Here they are. This is the push. Yeah, it was minimal from Zamini. There was contact, but very minimal. And I agree with Kalota. Zumshanga now plays it through, and it's guided all the way back to Martin Mapisa, who didn't look very convincing between the sticks for Hardrock. I think he has to up his game, bring his A game every time if he's going to ask for the opportunity of playing for the national team. Here's Takwara. Smelani clipping it through. The header again, Nzovu. I think he was brought in for the crosses. Every time the ball is played forward, Kolani Nzovu is in place to bring in the cross. The Hardrock fans in full voice, very happy with their team for coming back from 1-0 down.
And the Panthers Moors are running riot, leading 4-1 against the ZPC Kariba. Also, FC Platinum has taken the lead against the Agama at Mandawa. I'm not sure whether the new coach, South African, is on the bench today.
Yeah, it will be very interesting.
Another claim for a penalty turned away by
Kalota. Yeah, nowadays it's actually very difficult if you're not very sure. Madake there. No, he was looking for it.
Yeah.
He was looking for it. Again, another good call by the referee. And changes on the FC Handers bench. Russell Chifura, a striker, is set to come on. And here
and finally Dabra.
It comes. Finally, Dabra calls it a day. You can't help but feel sorry for the young man He ran himself to a standstill. It's only 6 minutes to the end of the game here. And I'm sure Saruchera wants to manage his minutes. He could have done it with about 15 minutes to go to give Russell Chifura some time to make an impact. Let's wait and see how he will be deployed.
And the truth be told, Dabra had slightly gone down. Like I think you mentioned earlier that Hardrock seemed to find a formula on how to stop and neutralize Dabra.
Here's Mshanga. Ball played through with Michael Tapera, pushing or backing into Gerald Takwara,
who is now the standing captain after Tinotenda Moringai was pulled off.
Yes, Mcheto lays it square into the center for Misha Ngwenya. Still Ngwenya in possession. Kolani Nzovu. Ball played through and rolled into touch. Ngwenya from Hardrock finds his captain Takwara, aiming it towards Zanavaya. And Mshanga goes down under challenge. No, it's actually the substitute Chifura who goes down. The free kick that comes as a relief to FC Hunters, who admittedly must accept the fact that Hardrock have found a way around them. It's another desperate clearance. I think he's given a free kick, and Kelvin Kayindu quite happy with the decision. Throw in there from Misha Ngwenya, and another foul. Looks like the players are now tired. The late tackles and the fouls that are coming through, it's a clear sign that look, there's been a lot of running, especially when you look at the first 45 minutes. Really, the referee had only 1 minute of stoppage time. The rest of the time the ball was on the field of play and the players were running, so signs of tiredness.
Yeah, and I would not be surprised if there would be more than 5, 6, 7 minutes of additional time in the second half, because they've had a lot of stoppages, the red card, the injury to Takwara.
Yes, and of course the injury to the departed player, that's McDonald Ramek, took some time being treated on the field of play. Game continues now.
Also a lot of substitutions in the second half.
Smelani slips it through. Prince Dube. Good shot! Punched away by the goalkeeper. And this one will be cleared into touch on the far side. Oh, that was a good effort. The first meaningful effort from Prince Dube. Very nearly.
Sharp 10 inside that box. Full-blooded shot. Goalkeeper was equal to the task.
I think he should do that more often. Mcheto. It rolls back once again to Mafuso. Mcheto inside the area and the header. And it's cleared away but doesn't go very far. Kolani Nzovu, right to tackle. Brings in a good looking cross. And this one headed in the wrong direction. And Hardrock will have to restart the formula with Takwara. The cross from Mcheto goes back to him, and FC Hunters are all defensive now, as we see the effort by Prince Dube. Good save there by the goalkeeper. More blessing Piri. And this will be a goal kick. Headed away. Yeah, Mcheto came in and has made a very useful contribution. Pumbizai blasts it away out of danger. Looks like we'll be getting 5 minutes of stoppage time. You were right, Willie, that we'll have more this time around because of all the injuries and the incidents that took place.
Exactly.
Zamini losing possession. Chifura. Anywhere goes for him. Michael Tapera waiting for a back pass and trying to put pressure on Mapisa, who rolls it out to Takwara. The countdown begins. Half a minute down. Half a minute is gone. Oh, that was a clever back heel, which didn't work out though. Mcheto, the substitute. Oh, this is a good looking effort. Taken away by the goalkeeper. And he goes down in a typical way of winding down the clock, as we see the goal by Dabra. For a moment, the goalkeeper had made what we thought was a brilliant save. But this is a spectacular header by Washington Navaya. A striker's header. He just got one chance. That was enough to put it past Mo Blessing Piri.
And you could see the way FC Hunters are playing now. They are now making sure that all those crosses, they don't reach to Navaya, and they're keeping under lock and key. And I'm sure they're content with a 1-1 draw. I think it's better than losing. Remember, they are playing with a one-man shot, and they need to be very careful, tread carefully. And looking at the log standings, I think 1 point is good enough for them to steer them away from the relegation, because the bottom 4 teams will not be able to catch up.
Oh, there's another good effort is there!
Prince Dube
with his second shot on target makes it 2-1 and runs straight to his coach Kelvin Kaindo. Hardrock are most likely going to pick up 3 points here, Willie.
Definitely 3 points is in the back for Hardrock, because I don't see FC Hunters coming back into this game. I don't think they'll get an equalizer. And Prince Dube, look at him, he took a snapshot, another 10, and the goalkeeper made a mess of it. He was outstanding all afternoon, but with about 3 minutes deep into injury time, snapshot outside the box, and the goalkeeper seemed to have it covered, but he allowed the ball to slip through his hands, and very unfortunate for him. Hardrock now lead by 2-1, and they are now back in the title race. So the gap between them and FC Scotland will be only 3 points. That is if they maintain this result, and that is if Wadzanai remains the same. It was 2-1 to Scotland the last time we checked, about 2 minutes ago.
2 minutes to go here at Rufaro Stadium, as Washington Navaya picks up the ball now, getting past his marker, but the ball into touch. Throwing to Hardrock. FC Hunters have given away the lead, and now they're trailing by 2-1. Prince Dube. Good defensive work there by Gandari. Tapera. Chifora running well on the far side to contend with Mcheto, who clears the danger. Madake. He does well to find his captain, Ronald Pumbizai. They're aiming all the efforts to Michael Tapera. A clear sign that they are now short of manpower. Somebody should have been on the right-hand side, but because they are down to 10 men. Washington Navaya springing back to action. The chance now for Hardrock to add a bit and be sure, but then the ball is taken away. Michael Tapera on his runs. The goalkeeper off his line.
That should be a red card.
Well, he didn't handle the ball. He tackled.
Wasn't it a high boot? I'm not sure.
Maybe a high boot. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the replays that we'll have.
It's a yellow card.
It's a yellow card to Martin Mapisa. With
Let's
just
have a
8
second
seconds.
look.
This was dangerous.
I think he's very fortunate that that high boot kick, he kicked on the arm, not on a more dangerous part, not on the face. If it was a facial conduct
Injury.
there, I'm sure it should be
That
a
would
red
have been
card.
a red card.
Yeah, so in the initial play, I thought maybe it caught the face of the player, but it looks like the player had seen danger coming and
He avoided it.
Yeah, he avoided it. I think that's been sportsmanship by Michael Tapera, and I'm also sure he was also protecting himself from further damage.
Yeah, I think so too.
Martin Mapisa, I don't know where he's been venturing outside his territory too much in this game. He nearly made a blunder, and this time he nearly get a sending off. And you should remember that Ronald Fumbidza is on the pitch. Might punish him with the resultant free kick. It's a very, very dangerous position, acute angle, precarious position.
Yeah, indeed, and of course, Hardrock will have to be very, very organized here. Fumbidza is a hard hitter of the ball.
Also, Wuni.
He can aim, yes, but
looks
of course,
like it's
Fumbidza. Fumbidza, the captain. And the wall is being moved back a few yards.
This should be the
By
very
the
last
referee.
card in the hands of
Should be.
FC Handers.
Yes, we've played a minute more. Of course, it was a minimum of 5, but because of the incident, now Fumbidza and Huni dummies. Fumbidza off the wall, inside the area, and the referee has blown to end the match here. FC Handers have gone down after taking the lead in the first half, and the match ends. Hardrock 2, FC Handers 1. What a painful end for the home team, Willie.
Yeah, very painful end to the home team. I think what let them down is that towards the end of the game, they're now paying more attention to Washington Navaya, and they forgot that there are other players like Prince Dube. He had to punish them. He had a snapshot, sharp 10 in the box, and the goalkeeper did well to save it. And his second attempt on goal, that another shot, and then the goalkeeper made a mess of it. It reminds me of Prince Dube when we played Algeria at the National Sports Stadium. I think that was the last international match we played at against us during the COVID era under Zdravko Lugarisic in Africa Cup of Nations qualifier. We were trailing 2-1 to Algeria, and Prince Dube came in and almost in identical fashion from almost the same angle. He came up with an equalizer for Zimbabwe, beating the Algerian goalkeeper. And today he beat Mo Blessing Huni in goals for FC Handers, and FC Handers dropped crucial points in this very, very crucial match.
Yes, indeed, FC Handers will feel hard done by Lady Luck, because for long periods it looked like they were, contenders for at least a point. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, they succumbed to the shot by Prince Dube, who, with a bit of luck, could have come up with 2 goals. I mean, his first effort, forcing goalkeeper Mo Blessing Piri to parry the ball out, and he came back with a second one, and it was second time lucky for the former Iboso player. And we will soon be going down to the pitch side, where Charles Shannon Mabika will be talking to the 2 coaches. They are not there yet, but of course, looking at the way the 2 respective coaches, their demeanor clearly shows Kelvin Kayindu is the happy man. He has done something special in the second 45 minutes. The changes he made actually giving, Hardrock the 3 points.
Definitely, Kevin Kayindu will tell you that I was the better coach in the second half. He outwitted Nesbeth Yabo Saruchera, and at one time we did question his substitutions, but he'll tell you that at spot of the game, yes, the 2 players were being aggressive, but they were not offensive. Then he brought in offensive players, and that paid dividends. He got the 2 goals he wanted.
Certainly indeed, and Kelvin Kayindu and Nisbet Sarchera are going across to meet CNN Nabika. It will be interesting to hear what CNN will say to Nisbet Sarchera, especially after the sending off. I would have thought that, look, he would have brought in a defender just to lock the match and keep Navaya under tight lock and key. Now I can see that Nisbet Sarchera has arrived, and CNN Mabika standing next to Yabo Saruchera. Let's get to hear what the coach has to say about his loss.
A horrible end for the Clever Boys FC Hunters. Just when they thought that they deserved a share of the points, Gaddafi, Prince Dube struck with chilling accuracy to make it 2-1. I'm now joined by a visibly dejected FC Hunters head coach, Yabo Nesbet Saruchera. Sometimes I call him director, he also calls me director, but that's a story for another day. Yabo, so painful right at the end. Your feelings right now?
Yeah, it's part of the game, but I think the centermen should have done better, especially on the red card and the disputed penalty. I think there was that extension of the leg. There was no intentionality to kick the opponent, so maybe he should have done better. But I can't cry over spilled milk. It's one of those games, but we learn every day. We learn every day.
Now the road, you've lost another one. You're still just one place above the relegation zone. So how do you lift your guys from this horrible defeat, I'll call it that, for the next game?
We need a psychologist to talk to the boys. They fought very hard to collect 3, and they end up going home without even a point. But we can't cry over spilled milk like I said before. But I'm happy for the boys, especially when they were 10. We played close to 35 minutes as team, so thumbs up to them. We have got a great team. I'm happy for the boys.
Tough luck, coach. All the best for the next game.
Thank you, director.
Thank you, director. I will tell you a story. Mwamusi, I call him director, he calls me director. I'll tell you. Right. I'm now joined by the victorious coach, the last gasp winner. He's usually very calm, but there, if you saw him, he jumped a little bit. Pastor KK, Kelvin Kayindu. Well, Pastor, I've never seen you. You always come. But that time, when Gaddafi scored the winner, I saw you shift a bit.
Yeah, I don't normally celebrate goals, but this is the goal that is worthy to celebrate. We worked for it. Very difficult game. I think the condition of the pitch didn't allow us to play. We conceded from a mistake. It was difficult for us to come back. We created few chances in the first half where we could have scored. Second half, of course, when the red card with a man down, we changed our tactics, which helped us. Good effort from Navaya. Good turn. Probably the only thing that Prince did in the game is the way he turned and the way he scored, which made me jump. I rarely celebrate goals, but this was a good victory for us.
So, the pressure, well, should I call it the pressure on Hardrock to keep chasing Scotland? Do we call it pressure? What would you call it?
No, I think the pressure is on Scotland. Our main objective was to stay in the Premier League, and I think we have done what we have achieved. From the position where we are, we can work with a little bit of effort, probably finish in a decent position. We have got no pressure. The team that is on top of the log is the one with pressure. If we're able to pick up points in a game like this one, these are tricky teams, the Hunters, the Herentos. These are very, very difficult teams to play against, especially if they score you early. It's very, very difficult. But I'm happy with the resilience, the determination, and the fighting spirit that the team showed, especially in the second half.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Safe trip back to the Midlands.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Pastor KK, the smiling coach for Hardrock, Kasongo Golden Boys, picking up 3 precious points. He says the pressure is not on Hardrock. The pressure is on Scotland. Yes, we will be giving you, we're still here, so I know you won't go away, because we're giving you a roundup of all the games that happened elsewhere in the country. And well, I can tell you, before we give you the roundup of the other goals of the other matches, Man U, yarowa 2-0. Man U, yarowa 2-0. Well, Man U. Right, the 2 expert analysts aiwa kurunditukirei ndangotaura kuti Man U yarowa 2-0 mana kondograft rangu ka. Right, the two analysts from ZBC TV Sports are still here. I'll tell you, Uche Achiford Mundaba got it spot on before the game. He focused a 2-1 win for Hardrock, and that's how it turned out. Jose had 2-0 for Hardrock. I had 1-0 for Hunters. So let's start with the men. Something. Uche, congratulations for getting it right. But listen, the clever boys did very, very well.
Well, thank you so much, legendary. Congratulations to Hardrock for picking 3 points on the road. But I think tactically, Hunters collapsed when Emmanuel Zinyama was shown red. Their play was revolving around him. He was more of the center of gravity. He was the vital cog in that setup. So I find that in that 4-4-2 formation, he was the pivot, operating defensively when the team is under siege and going forward to buttress the attacking act when the team was moving forward. But when he was, shown red, I think the team then collapsed. That numerical advantage, that numerical superiority then tilted the balance of power in favor of the Kasongo, and they then started bombarding, result in that goal. Legendary. If you look at the laws of thermodynamics, they tell you that if you continue inflating pressure on an object beyond the holding point, it will burst. This is what happened to Hardrock. Pressure, until in the final minute of added time, they then collapsed and 2-1 Hardrock victors. Yes, Hardrock victors.
Okay, yes, the pressure just kept on applying like Uche is saying. But Prince Dube, Gaddafi, you heard his coach, Pastor KK, saying apart he wasn't in, well, as we will talk more, let's just talk here. I think this is where everything fell apart for Hunters. The red card incident here for Emmanuel Zinyama and Jose. This is when things fell apart for Hunters. Pity Chinua Achebe was not around.
Chinua Achebe was not around, and indeed things fell apart for Hunters. And I think Zinyama, for me, was one player who was actually holding fort for Hunters. For me, the way he commanded that central midfield area defensively and protecting the defenders, I think he did very well. So I think his sending off was a telling point which turned the game around on its head. And Hunters then paid the price for missing their hard man, Zinyama. And then we saw Hardrock capitalizing on that, throwing more men up front and even more offensive play on the part of Hardrock, leading to them finding the equalizer and as well finding the winner through none other than Gaddafi Prince Dube.
Yes, guys, we had Nesbet Yabo Saruchera, director, talking about we felt referee Patrick Kalota should have awarded them something more than he did. He was talking about a possible red card on Martin Mapisa, the Hardrock goalkeeper. We will be watching it just now as it comes up, and would like you, as the owners of the game, to make up your mind. Should Mapisa have seen red? We see it coming now. Uche, there.
You know, according to the laws of the game, on balance of probability, to me, that is a penal foul. Because that player was the last player going for a kill. The goalkeeper was now helpless. And the only way to stop Michael Tapera there was the illegal means. And that illegal means was a high boot. As a last man, I think according to the laws of the game, he was supposed to award a free kick and a red card to the goalkeeper. That is a clear penal foul. The player was almost in a scoring position. The goalkeeper was desperate. He was the last line of defense, and the only way to stop that marauding attack was an illegal means, according to that high boot. Then on balance of probabilities, I would say it was supposed to be a red card flashed to the goalkeeper.
Yes, Jose, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I concur. I think Martin Mapisa, the Warriors goalkeeper, got himself in a mess because he was last man standing, and when he tried to come in and stop Tapera, mind you, has got pace. and he actually beat him to the ball. He got onto the ball first, and then Martin Mapisa had no option but to foul him. But I think the foul that made the situation that made Mapisa's situation untenable was that it was a high boot, and secondly, he did not touch the ball. So for me, all pointers, all indicators were pointing to a card, maybe of a reddish color against Mapisa. So I think Mapisa survived and Hardrock survived.
Very lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. Yeah, very unfortunate for look at the incident. He was way out of his box.
He was way out.
Yeah, out of his box. And then
but no penalty because he was.
I know he was out of the box. He was out of the box. Yeah, that's what the ref looked at. But on the same balance of power, look at the high knee, and now he's pretending like it's him who got injured. You know, we know this clever tricks from players. We know this. And look at his knee clattering onto the chest of Tapera there. And he survived the red in my view. But look. Well, it's a game of fine margins, the fine lines between the right and the wrongs. In this context, I think the ref maybe missed it. But Mapisa will count his goals, will thank his goals tonight.
Yes, he will. Martin Mapisa, clever boy. But angasiriwe clever boys. He was for the Kasongo Golden Boys. Wana kubaisa waita. Man, irikuya banaba. Ningirikini mutomato red card. But there he escaped. Right. What happened elsewhere? I'm sure you're keen to find out. I already told you that EPL result there. Yes, and there, Uche, Mabiravira still in the hunt.
Yeah, Mabiravira still in the hunt there with that victory, and Knowledge Msona are grabbing
both goals.
Yes, both goals brace there. So 2-1 it ended to them on the road, and Moz against I said PC Kariba. They it ended as a stalemate.
Yeah.
Then we also say that Tel 1 against Triangle.
Moz winning 4-1.
Yeah, Moz winning 4-1 over ZPC Kariba. At halftime, it was a stalemate, one apiece. But Moz getting 3 more goals to make it 4-1. So the battle for relegation is real. And, they are now trying to find a way out of the relegation matrix that is Tel 1. But again, it ended there. Not in their favor.
Yeah, not in their favor. So the Wi-Fi boys again, they have to do something very, very fast. And Jose, in the city of kings and queens.
Yes, Blawayo and Cape United playing out a goalless draw. And I think Cape United will be the more aggrieved of this outcome. Because if you look at Cape United, it was a team that started the season on fire and actually occupying the top post for quite a number of weeks. But now they seem to have their wheels falling off their wagon. And now going to Blawayo Chiefs and coming up with a goalless draw. That's a highlight from this particular game. Yeah, very physical content.
It was very physical.
But Cape United from Blawayo would have been happy to come up with a goal, with a point, or at least that's the first incident. That's a goal. That's a goal actually.
That's the goal.
From Dabwa. That's the goal from Dabwa.
Godfrey Dabwa.
Yes, he drew from Dabwa. A number of markers and let go of a shot, which Martin Mapisa found it too hot to handle, and then the ball.
Let me just butt in, Joseph. Sorry for butting in. Wasn't there a foul there? If we're going to see it again, in the build-up to the goal. Let's see if it's going to roll back. It probably come up again as Godfrey Dabga got in the final analysis. Yes.
Well, I don't think it was, because the ball had actually gone. Gone. It has been released. So maybe counting it as a late tackle, but not in my book. So I think when the ball fell kindly to Dabwa, he received the ball, beat one marker, and then he let go of a shot. And then Martin Mapisa, in trying to punch the ball away, that's the incident we are talking about.
Yes. Yeah, and even if you look at that incident, also legendary. The referee then played advantage. The key aspect there is the ball was gone, right? Then you come and have that physical confrontation, but the ball is already gone. So the referee then played advantage, and the advantage was actually advantage because it resulted in a goal. But if you look at the goals we saw today, legendary. Nabwa, first attempt on target with that right Keller, it went over the bar, he failed to score. Look at Gaddafi, same spot, he had an attempt on target, it was saved. But second part of the cherry, the paper 2, it was 2-2 for the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And 2-1, it ended in favor of Kasongo.
That was the header from Navaya. I think a brilliant cross was sent in from the left-hand side. With Navaya unattended, and that's the cross coming in from the left channel.
You don't leave him unattended, do you?
You don't give him that kind of a visa. Navaya will punish you. He's the top goal scorer in the land, and then allowing him that too much space in the box, free header, and then there's no other script. It's going to end one way, the ball at the back of the net with Navaya.
Yeah, so the highest scorers this weekend, Moors, are now slowly getting back into the groove, eh? The Panthers demolishing ZPC Gariba 4-1 day, and Maviravira continuing. Now Maviravira on 57 and being chased by Hardrock now on 54. So 3 points separate those two giants there.
Yeah, 3 points separate the two giants.
Still 2 points, huh?
The higher you go, the cooler it becomes. But right now, the more you approach the end of the league,
who's getting
the water, it becomes.
Cold jazz in Papa Hardrock in Scotland. The higher you go, the cooler it becomes.
But I'm saying now, in the Premiership now, in our local Premiership, now it's the water. It becomes, and both teams, Scotland as well as Hardrock, are feeling the heat. But for Scotland, as long as you pick the 3 points, you would have that breathing space. And for Hardrock, there is no way you need to drop the 3 points. So you need to pick your 3 points and pray that Scotland drop the points.
Yes, they did well. Just a quick one before I go. I just want to ask these two experts: do you think 8 games to go? Do you think quickly, guys? I'll start with you, Jose. Just quickly. Do you think FC Hunters will survive in the Premiership? Just quickly.
They have a chance. They have a chance. But from what I saw today, no, it might be difficult.
Yeah.
So
what are you saying?
Yeah,
King, you tell. Yes, tell quickly.
Yeah,
yes or no?
I think they'll
yes
survive.
Or no?
They'll survive.
Yes. Okay.
They'll survive.
They'll survive. Because
they'll survive.
At the break, they buttressed their team in terms of talent. It's now there.
All right.
They will definitely survive.
Okay, right. That's the verdict of the two experts from ZBC TV Sports. I know you are the owners of the game, and you will have your own verdict. Will they survive? That is the big question. We still have some games to go. Well, that's just about it. It just leaves me to thank our two expert analysts from ZBC TV Sports, Uche Achiford Mundava, where Veda Bremen. It's always good, Uche. Yeah. Right. And we are here. Hoping Kusumu the cup. That's Jose. Joseph Mkani is always good when you never walk alone.
Did you say man?
I walk out. Don't raise anyone. Man, are you in that?
No, this is coming from me. How you coming from me?
This was right, guys. Thanks so much. Tomorrow we are back here. Pambiles, Paselas, Pemsika, here at Rufaro Stadium, where we'll be bringing you live in the comfort of your own homes, in the comfort of the sports bars, in the comfort of the motor vehicles. But Chamat, Badara license, BC, please, Ndapota, Naika. That game between Dinamo Dimbare, Dynamos, will be taking on the Gamecocks, Chicken Inn, here at Rufaro Stadium. Well, do enjoy the rest of your viewing here on ZBC TV from everyone in the ZBC TV Sports crew, fronted by our producers Bevan Shinrai, Stuart Shoriwa, Tinashe Manyoni, and Gina Gwanzura. Yes, we say, remember to take care of your loved ones and each other. I'm Charles, legendary CNN Mabika. Until we meet again tomorrow, it's bye-bye for now.